Barry Williams and Janet Carvin at St. Paul Civic Center. Wall-to-wall basketball continuing over at Williams Arena with AA. Let's check in there now.
All right, thank you, Perry Williams, Ted Robinson, Jim Gilliland at Williams Arena. Now to the public address announcer, Bob Reed, for the starting lineups of Willmar and ROCORI.
Let's first meet the cheerleaders for both of these teams, starting with the visiting cheerleaders from Willmar. Introducing first Brenda Engel, Jody Krebs, Amy Nelson, Shannon Schimmel, Captain Stephanie Summers, and Krista Welch, the Willmar cheerleaders. Now let's meet the ROCORI cheerleaders. Starting with Captain Julie Simon, Greta Randall, Julie Reland, Noelle Felthage, and Leanne Randall, the ROCORI cheerleaders. Now let's meet the non-starters for the visiting team. The champions of Region 2AA with an 18-5 record, the Willmar Cardinals. Wearing the light-colored visitor jerseys, going in numerical order in the program, a 5'7" senior guard, number 11, Dave Corneal. 6'1" junior guard and forward, number 13, Dale Becker. 6'1", junior guard, number 15, John Schlosser. 6 foot even, junior guard, number 21, Mark Royson. 6'3", senior forward, number 31, Eric Lone. 6'2", junior guard, number 33, Doug Mitchell. 6'1", senior guard, number 41, Ryan Craig. 6'4", senior forward and center, number 43, Todd DeGraw. 6'6", junior forward and center, number 45, Jason Holmgren. 6'4", junior forward, number 51, Jason Schwab. Meet the non-starters for the Region 8AA champions with a 23-0 record, the ROCORI Spartans. Wearing the dark-colored jerseys, 5'8", junior guard, number 11, Tate Miller. 5'9", junior guard, number 13, Doug Updike. 5'5", junior guard, number 15, Chuck Block. 6'1", senior guard, number 21, Darren Babcock. 6'1", senior guard, number 25, Steve Holthouse. 5'9", senior guard, number 31, Jeff Nelson. 6'1", junior forward, number 35, Tom Hess. 6 foot, junior guard, number 41, Brad Schlungen. 6'5", junior center, number 55, Brian Gerger. And 5'10", junior guard, number 53, Chad Schlungen. Now the starting lineups, alternating by position, starting with the guards. For Willmar, at the first guard, 5'10", senior guard, number 23, Pat Dorsey. For ROCORI, 5'9", senior guard, number 23, Craig Ehrlichman. 6'3", senior, number 25, Andy Swenson. And for ROCORI, a 6'2", senior guard, number 33, Brian Eckervik. At center for Willmar, 6'7", junior, number 53, Neil Chalmers. And for ROCORI, 6'4" senior, number 43, Paul Kaler. At forward for Willmar, 6'2" senior, number 55, Joel Napgetzik. For ROCORI, 6'4", senior, number 51, Kevin Ollis. And at the other forward, 6'5", senior for Willmar, number 35, Gene Schwartz. And for ROCORI, 6'5", senior, number 45, Jeff Voigt. Willmar coach Mike Hansen in the balance of the Willmar official party. ROCORI coach Bob Brink in the balance of the ROCORI official party. The officials for this game are Ken Bauman and Mark Gelly.
All right, there we have the starting lineups and everybody else involved in this game between Willmar and ROCORI. 5 losses for Willmar, and Jim, as we mentioned earlier, 2 of them to ROCORI, although both were close games.
I think ROCORI's strength, of course, is their balance, and that makes them tough to play first time out of the chute because you have to know all of their players, and if you don't know that they can all score, that makes it a little bit tough. But a team like Willmar, I think, has a better shot. They've played them 2 tough ball games, and they know they just have to play an all-around. They know exactly what they have to do to win, and it's just whether or not they can get the job done.
Second state tournament appearance for ROCORI, the 13th for Willmar. Willmar's been here now 3 of the last 4 years. They are in the white, ROCORI in the red. Only 2 players on the first 10 under 6'2", and they are the point guards, Dorsey for Willmar and Ehrlichman for ROCORI.
Willmar would like to improve on their 6-19 record. That's a history in their 13 state appearances. Just haven't been able to get over that first round jitters. Of course, it doesn't help to draw a great team like ROCORI, but they feel they're ready.
All right, we got a held ball on the jump, and since there is no possession arrow until the jump is finally complete, we'll redo it.
Ken Bauman with the toss at center court.
Jeff Voigt jumping for ROCORI against Napgetzik. And the ball belongs to ROCORI to start. This is Ehrlichman, 23. Trying to go into the big Kevin Ollis. The ball slapped away and a steal by Willmar. Pat Dorsey with it.
Willmar played zone the first time down the court, and ROCORI matching up man-to-man.
Andy Swenson with the jump shot, and he hits it for Willmar. So first point of the game by senior Andy Swenson. Now Ehrlichman back for ROCORI. Nice reverse move with the left hand in the lane. He draws the foul on Dorsey. Jim, great balance. You don't see a high school any level of basketball that often where you'll see 5 people all scoring in double figures as the ROCORI starters do.
They're kind of all good jump shooters and good inside play. Ehrlichman not as big, of course, as the players up front, standing only 5'9", but when he entered the starting lineup midway through the season, Coach Brink said he provided the steady play, didn't turn the ball over, and they've become a better team since then. Mark Gilly is the referee working with Ken Bauman today with the first foul call of the game, as Ehrlichman makes both free throws.
And so we're tied at 45 seconds into the game, the first of 4 today here at Williams Arena. And of course, we'll be going back to the Civic Center, and bear with us, folks. We're going to do our best to keep you caught up on all 8 games today. It's impossible for us to carry them all in their entirety, but we'll do our best to keep you caught up with everything that's going on as we switch back and forth between this site and the Civic Center. And the long jump shot for 3, they say, is good by Jeff Voigt of ROCORI.
Voigt had a 25-point game earlier in the season against Willmar, so he may just see those Willmar jerseys and get his confidence up. A lot of red in the old barn today. Both schools with the red and white colors. ROCORI with a little bit of black trim there.
And there's an answer for three by Dorsey. The leading scorer for Willmar. He's their only man in double figures at 13.5 a game. We're tied at 5 and driving to the basket and putting the shot in. And it counts in a foul as Paul Kaler.
Saw some strength there, boy. They're not only, they're kind of wiry players, but Kaler really muscled it up in there. Gets the bucket and the foul call. Surprised to see them give Dorsey that outside shot. They've played Willmar twice, and they know what he can do as their leading scorer. They really gave him an uncontested three-pointer there.
Gene Schwartz, the foul for Willmar. And the foul shot gets us to an 8-5 lead for ROCORI. 1 minute and 45 seconds into the game. Andy Swenson across now for ROCORI, feeding Napgetzik 55. Dorsey 23. Swenson again, Napgetzik, nice power move right side, got his own shot again, got bumped underneath as he lost his balance, and a foul on Alice of ROCORI.
Well, Napgetzik is an all-state tight end, and you get a little of a look why here. He just muscles it up through there, good body control, and draws the foul on Alice. Pass in quickly, and Napgetzik gets it in.
Off the inbound, good inbound play there by Willmar, so ROCORI leads by a point. Ehrlichman back with it. And Alice has the ball, or Voigt has the ball knocked away by Dorsey. Pat Dorsey with Voigt trailing, can't catch him, and Dorsey finishes it off with a layup. So it's 9-8 now. Willmar the lead on the steal and basket by Pat Dorsey. And now Dorsey goes for the steal. Oh, thought he had it clean on Ehrlichman. And Dorsey whistled for the foul, and that's going to be his second.
Well, Ehrlichman does such a good job of bringing the ball up that the rest of the team really cleared out, left him one-on-one with Dorsey, but he's a very quick defender and almost had a clean steal.
5.5 minutes remaining now, first quarter. 9-8 is our score. Willmar the lead, ROCORI with the ball. Now Dorsey's got to be a little careful with 2 fouls. Ehrlichman three-pointer is good by Craig Ehrlichman. He didn't start early in the year. They went with a big lineup, but once they put Ehrlichman in to run the show, ROCORI felt like they really gelled as a team. And now slapped away from Dorsey, and here comes Alice with it. And wisely holds it up to the foul line and gives it off to Ehrlichman. Muscle move inside, doesn't go, but the putback is short on the rim. Rebound grabbed by Napgetzik for Willmar, and he's fouled in the reach-in by Kevin Alice. So Alice will be called for his second foul, and that will bring us to a timeout. 4:48 to play, first quarter. And the score is ROCORI 11, Willmar 9.
There's something you might want to know before you decide to smoke. Like drugs and alcohol, an addiction to cigarettes is hard to shake. If you're thinking of smoking cigarettes, there's something you might want to know. The smell gets in your clothes.
Find it in a quiet moment or in a child's laughter. And now you can find it in a health plan.
Everybody wants peace.
Preferred Gold. From Blue Cross and Blue Shield.
Right along with Jim Gilliland, Ted Robinson back in Williams Arena. Our first day of coverage of the Boys State High School Basketball Championship. Perry Williams, Janet Carvinen at the St. Paul Civic Center. We'll be checking back in with them in a while for the RTR Bertha Hewitt Class A game. This is ROCORI Cold Spring and Willmar meeting in the first quarterfinal game of AA. Everything tomorrow moves to the Civic Center in St. Paul. We'll be with you all day, Friday and Saturday. As Swenson's jump shot misses, nice tough rebound and put back inside. On the second try, it goes in for Willmar. Jason Schwab gets the basket. Jason Schwab coming in during the timeout scores the basket for Willmar.
The sure part of Mike Hansen's approach is we've got to be tough and aggressive underneath. Willmar presents the 4 good rebounders. In the past, they haven't been able to stay even with it on the board.
Ehrlichman inside, in and out. And that's a good tough rebound by Brian Berger. 55 is in the game for ROCORI, but he can't get the shot down, and back comes Willmar. 2 changes, 1 for each club during the timeout.
Corey changing up defense is now in zone.
Nice run down on the rebound there by Schwab. Out to Dorsey for 3. Didn't get himself squared there.
He had a little more time than that.
And a held ball. Arrow will give it back to Willmar. And the Cardinals will make another change here. Jason Holmgren, 45, will replace Joel Netgetzik. Ball inside to Chalmers.
They do a good job of really looking, making sure that there's nothing inside before they kick it back out. Dorsey is left open again.
So Pat Dorsey drills a 3, and Willmar has a 3-point lead. 14-11, 3 minutes to go first quarter. Berger, Ryan Akravic. Greg Ehrlichman off the screen, and Jeff Boyd hits the jump shot. Off the foul line screen, brings ROCORI back within 1.
Although he's the biggest player out there, you can see right away that he's very comfortable. Biggest player for ROCORI. He's very comfortable moving through the lane and taking a 15-footer.
Now they do lob it inside nicely, and a hammer and a foul inside. They finally got it into the big guy, 6'7" Neil Chalmers, who is the only non-graduating player amongst the 10 starters in this game. And Chalmers will go to the line with 2.5 minutes to play first quarter.
Steve Holtis into the game for ROCORI. Willmar had a team last year that was senior laden. Dorsey was the only starter really that was back this year, and it's a little bit of a surprise that they're back, but not if you look at their program. They've been strong through the years. They've always had good JV and sophomore teams, and they're back here, and they may be back again next year because their bench is pretty much juniors, the first people they bring off the bench.
Chalmers made 1. Willmar leads by a basket. Jeff Boyd, Ryan Akrovic's first shot, and he gets the nice roll, hung on the front rim and drop.
And although he hadn't taken a shot, I think he must have felt it was time for him to get going. Akrovic is the clutch guy. They like to call him their leader. He was the quarterback of their football team and all conference player there. You're right. They've been watching him very closely. They haven't gotten the shot off, and he forced that one a little, but it went. And Willmar turns the ball over.
And that brings us to timeout. 2 minutes and 3 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Good first quarter in our AA quarterfinal game, and we're all tied at 15.
For some of us, getting up from a chair is simple and easy. But for others, it's a painful, difficult task. Worst of all is the need to depend on friends or relatives for help. But there is an answer to this problem, and make note of this toll-free number. The answer is the famous Cushion Lift chair. Cushion Lift has helped thousands of people regain their independence and self-reliance. With just a touch of a button, Cushion Lift brings you to your feet smoothly, gently, quietly. Then, when you're ready to sit down again, Cushion Lift lowers you as easily as it lifted you up. Why be dependent on others when Cushion Lift will help you get up whenever you want and enjoy the life you used to take for granted? For a free 12-page brochure, call this toll-free number and start enjoying your Cushion Lift chair today.
Confused about legal problems? Style Lawyers. L-A-W-Y-E-R-S. Straight answers, sound advice. This is KMSP-TV, Minneapolis, St. Paul.
Back at Williams Arena, AA quarterfinal action, State Boys Basketball Tournament on Channel 9. ROCORI in red with the ball, Willmar in white now with the ball. The steal by Dorsey. And Dorsey fouled by Kaylert of ROCORI will go to the line. He threw the ball at the basket. Good play there because Dorsey would wind up getting 2 foul shots out of it.
Don't know what Kaylert was thinking there. Pretty hard foul from behind. It may be the frustration coming on the other end where he caused the turnover, or was forced into a turnover. Now Dorsey at the line.
Saw Mike Hansen, the Willmar coach. Bob Brink, the ROCORI coach. 26 years in high school coaching. 8th best record in state history in Minnesota, with 491 wins. Now a Willmar change as on is Todd DeGraw, a 6'4" senior, and he replaces Chalmers.
Giving up about 3 inches there, but Chalmers needs a rest after battling inside for nearly a quarter.
And Willmar regains the lead by a point on the foul shot by Dorsey. Now Brian Ackervick running it with Ehrlichman out for ROCORI. Steve Holtis, 25. Voigt, their leading scorer, shot blocked by DeGraw inside. Nice block by Todd DeGraw.
He picks up where Chalmers left off, just putting it back in Voigt's face. Voigt was a little off balance coming in.
And an air ball short by Dorsey.
You know, it's kind of a peculiar place to come into if you haven't played here before, and the teams didn't get to practice here either. All the practices were at the Civic Center yesterday. Dorsey shot well early, but sometimes shooters have said it's like shooting into open space, and they're not used to not having a more solid background.
Now the three-point basket's been a factor here as Ackervick nails it, and that puts ROCORI in front by 2. What is it about Williams Arena, Jim, that would cause the shooters to feel that way?
I don't know. It's just sometimes when you're looking up, the background is farther away than it is in high school gyms. It's particularly noticeable with young guys who haven't been in a stadium-type atmosphere. And although this isn't like a Metrodome or a Silver Dome, it's still quite a bit of room back there.
Nice left-hand power move by Jason Schwab for the basket. So Schwab, a junior for Willmar with the hoop, ties us with 30 seconds to play in the first quarter. I would think the coaches in this game will have a hard time getting used to the vantage point. We have a raised court, of course, here at Williams Arena. Benches are both about 5 feet below the court level.
It's one of the last ones around, I think.
Purdue, Mackey Arena's like this, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not as far up, but it does have a step up.
Wow, Willmar trying to get it inside for the last shot, or to Gorger was ROCORI, excuse me, trying to get it in for the last shot. They couldn't. Willmar the steal, and the first quarter comes to an end. Really a well-played first quarter. Good shooting by both teams at Williams Arena in our Class AA quarterfinal game. At the end of 1 quarter, Willmar and ROCORI tied at 18.
Sometimes seems like this is the only way to get money out of your bank. Escape to TCF. With Command Credit, you can write yourself a loan anytime. And the interest may be deductible under the new tax code. See your tax advisor.
Howdy.
Talk to me. Talk to me.
Talk to me.
Talk to me.
Talk to lots of neat people on the Twin Cities wild 24-hour party line, Live Wire. 1-976-5050. Call to make new friends, to make a date, to hear a friendly voice, or just to talk. 1-976-5050. Talk to me now.
Well, Big red, lots of red here for our first game in Class AA. ROCORI and Willmar tied at 18 as we start the second quarter. But right now, we're going to send you back to the St. Paul Civic Center to Perry Williams and Janet Carbonet.
Well, Class A quarterfinal action here. The Knights of Russell Tyler Ruthven enjoying a 41-27 lead in the third quarter. The Bears made a brief run, but the Knights have pulled away once again here in the third quarter. Back with more AA action from Williams Arena after this.
Now you can protect your dog and the beauty of your property with invisible fencing. If your dog starts to stray, a special collar makes a sound he's been trained to obey. Invisible fencing is university-tested, veterinarian-approved, far more affordable than conventional fencing. And it comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Invisible fencing, it works like nothing you've ever seen.
Call 894-5100 for your free estimate. 894-5100. KMSP-TV, in cooperation with the League of Women Voters, will be sponsoring the 1988 Vote-Mobile, a campaign designed to educate and urge 18 to 24-year-olds to register and vote. KMSP's Vote-Mobile will be making its rounds to selected local campuses April 25th through the 29th to help students register for the upcoming elections this fall. So stay tuned to KMSP-TV for more details and get ready to feel the power. Vote, America.
All right, back at Williams Arena, Ted Robinson, Jim Gilliland. Willmar's Jason Schwab sinking 2 foul shots for the first points of the second quarter. And the Cardinals lead the Spartans by 2. Ackerbeck for ROCORI missing. And the rebound grabbed by Willmar. Willmar in the white, 18-5 this year. ROCORI in red, unbeaten, only unbeaten team. Class AA here in the tournament at 23-0.
Willmar's doing a real good job in their zone. They haven't really given up anything inside. A couple of three-pointers have hurt them a little bit, but they've sealed off that middle.
Jason Holmgren the miss. Back comes ROCORI with the ball. This is Jeff Boyd. Darren Babcock, 21 in the game for ROCORI. Jeff Boyd open. Well, that's what ROCORI's going to have to do, Jim. If they can't get it inside to Kaler, they're going to have to hit that outside shot.
Yeah, there's no shot clock here. They've got to just be a little more patient. And Ackerbeck has forced a couple, and if he keeps working it, they have enough outside shooters to give that zone trouble if they're patient.
23 Pat Dorsey. Oh, nice lob pass. Beautifully done to on DeGraw for the basket. Dorsey did a great job of looking off. He looked left as he threw the lob to the basket.
Kaler's a little unhappy with himself for taking that look and getting himself out of position.
And those little undistinguishable plays sometimes, it means an awful lot on the court. Boyd is short. A good rebound by Dorsey. Wrestled that away from some bigger people. 3-on-2 if he hurries. He hurried a bit too much. And inside, they got the ball on the putback shot by Andy Swenson. Held ball, possession arrow favors Willmar. 22-20, Willmar leading at 5:55 to play in the first quarter.
Well, you can see it's tough going in underneath there. Swenson could not get anything off in the jump ball situation called.
John Schlosser, 15 in the game for Willmar. That's Holmgren, 45. Downloaded DeGraw, 43. Schwab, 51. Turn around, he's fouled by Ehrlichman, who's back in for ROCORI. Well, Jim, you look at Willmar right now, they have 4 non-starters in the game. So if they have this kind of depth early in a state tournament game, they've got to be in pretty good shape next year.
I think Willmar's looking more like the team that's doing what they want to do right now. They're really getting second chances on offense and holding ROCORI to one shot on the other end.
Jason Schwab missing. Rebound goes out off Holmgren, and the ball will come back into ROCORI.
Holt is back in the game for ROCORI. ROCORI showing a little bit of depth too. Gerger going out of the ball game. Gerger is the man who was starting for the first half of the season when they were going with the big lineup. But Ehrlichman with the ball now has really been able to control things offensively throughout the season.
Jeff Boyd on a man in his face. Got a piece of the ball, but a piece of Boyd also was Jason Holmgren. And that'll be his first foul, and that'll put Boyd at the line. Is already in the bonus is Willmar, but that's the 14th foul on the Cardinals. So ROCORI still one shy of the bonus.
Brian Akravic was making the rounds of his teammates there before the free throws, telling them move the ball. So that must be the message from the bench. They know that they've got to get a better look on offense.
You should tell them also, Jimmy, about ROCORI, about the name. It's really an amalgam for three towns.
Sure, it's Rockville, Cold Spring is the CO, and then Richmond, the final part, the RI. And Coach Bob Brink thought we should go with the name ROCORI because none of the starting team is from Cold Spring, even though the high school is in Cold Spring. Thought the fans would feel more at home with the ROCORI label.
Andy Swenson back in for Willmar, hits the three. And so the Cardinals leading by 4 here, 25-21 with 5:05 to play in the first half.
Willmar really working hard on defense.
Akravic hits it for 2 for ROCORI. But you're right, and Willmar, if ROCORI can beat him with that shot, more power to him. That's the shot they wanted to take.
That was under pressure, and Akravic made it go.
John Schlosser, the drive, the dish, shot blocked, but the rebound comes right to Holmgren, and Jason Holmgren gets the hoop for Willmar. It's interesting that Wilmer's doing a lot of this with their second unit.
They're getting more inside, I'm sure, than Bob Brink would like.
Akravic calling for the ball on the right wing. Now there's a good entry pass down low. One shot doesn't go. Taylor again doesn't go, and the rebound is pulled out of there by ROCORI. Nice job by Holtis.
ROCORI trying to go with a little more patience here, but they make a mistake, and Willmar gets it back. Oh, tough call. Ken Bauman feels there was a travel there, and Swenson has to give the ball back.
Andy Swenson called for traveling, and we have a timeout. A will break, 3:56 remaining in the first half at Williams Arena. The score is Willmar 27, ROCORI 23.
There are some people who like the taste of Coke. And yes, there are some people who like the taste of Pepsi. But there will always be some people who go out of their way for the great taste of RC Cola.
On the next Family Ties.
We're about to have a fight.
We are not about to have a fight.
That's right, sweetheart. It's a fight.
Take cover for the first annual Keaton Family Feud.
Hey, if I've been neglecting my better half, well, excuse me.
Can they patch this one up next time on Family Ties?
Just the two of us?
What would you suggest?
Let's call Amnesty International.
That's it.
Thursday at 6:30 on Channel 9.
You know, I think the only hanky I haven't seen in my week back has been a ghillie hanky. They have those yet, Jimmy?
I'll tell you, they do have just about everything. The Twins theme has swept the state. Willmar with the Hooper hanky, as you saw there. They've got them tied in their hair and worn around their belts, so the hanky pendant is available.
Three-pointer by Akravic missing, but ROCORI comes back with the second try here.
There's a good pass.
Yeah. And Jeff Voigt makes the basket. The first shot there out of a timeout was an immediate three-pointer, which I'm not sure was really what ROCORI would want. They're hanging in there. ROCORI's only down 2 here. And I think Willmar has done pretty much what they want.
Oh, good looking shot there.
That's not how you diagram it, but Jason Schwab gets the shot down and draws the foul.
Great job keeping the ball away from the defender, so he had to go through his body to get it shot at the ball. Gets the 2 points and the foul shot.
Neil Chalmers back in for Willmar. Willmar's doing this again without Dorsey, their starting point guard and their leading scorer. He's picked up 2 first-quarter fouls, and he's been out for quite a while. Mike Hansen might be trying to save him for the second half.
I'm sure he's thinking is if we can stay close without him, and leave him there and turn him loose to ball hawk in the second half. Held ball goes to ROCORI.
At 3:22 to play in the half, and Willmar leading by 4. ROCORI beat Willmar this year in the first game of the year by 6 points, 61-55, and they beat them in the 18th game of the year for ROCORI, 55-53. So
that first game was at ROCORI too, first game of the season, and then they came back at Willmar, and Ackervik beat them on a buzzer shot. So it's not like the two teams are that far apart.
Fouls on Schwab here at Willmar. That's his first, 5th team foul now on Willmar, and so ROCORI will get to the bonus as Joel Napgetsik, the starter, returns, replacing Schwab for Willmar, and this will be Brian Ackervik at the line to shoot the 1-and-1 for ROCORI. ROCORI will join next year the Central Lakes Conference after winning in the Central Gopher Conference this year.
Yeah, next year they'll be in the same conference as Willmar.
These two schools will develop a real passion then after 3 meetings this year. Running off balance shot by Schlosser.
That one's a real tough one to get because his body's going away from the basket.
He got caught there. Nothing. He had committed himself and had nothing to really do with the ball. Now Willmar gets it right back without ROCORI getting a shot off. And now Mike Hansen going to roll the dice. He's going to bring Dorsey back into the next dead ball as Schlosser misses. And the rebound pulled down nicely by ROCORI's Kaler, and a foul called on Willmar's Chalmers. So here, Jimmy, with 2:27 to go in the half, Mike Hansen's going to gamble that Dorsey can play that time without picking up a 3rd foul.
Kaler will go to the line. It looks like Ackervik and Voigt are the 2 guys that Bob Brink wants to have in there. They've played the most for ROCORI right now. They're both all conference, all area.
There's Bob Brink. 491 coaching wins, 8th best in state history. Timeout here with 2:27 to play in the first half, and Willmar leading by 2.
From the Northland Ford Quality Showcase.
Looking for performance? Check out Ford. 87 Car of the Year intercooled Ford-injected Thunderbird Turbo Coupe. Aerodynamic Pioneer, high output 2.3 liters, touring suspension, Tempo GL Sport. GT version of the world's bestseller, Hemi had 1.9 multi-port injected Escort GT. The legend, Ford injected V8, 5 liters, 225 horsepower Mustang GT. And you ain't seen nothing yet.
Happy Days is on the move.
You don't have to worry. I go through Duke territory all the time, and nobody lays a hand on me. I have rotten luck.
Starting Monday, check out Richie and the Fonz at a brand new time.
I have a problem. Yeah? Well, you just got a second problem. What is it? I ain't interested in your first.
Don't miss Happy Days, Monday through Saturdays at 6. Starting Monday on Channel 9.
Here at Williams Arena, Willmar leading by 2 late in the first half. Right now back to Class A action at the St. Paul Civic Center. Perry Williams and Janet Carvinen.
Well, inside 6 minutes and 20 seconds in the 4th quarter, and there you see the Knights of Russell Tyler Ruthven maintaining a 12-point lead. The Bears made a couple of runs. They closed to within 8, but each time the Knights have answered the challenge and extend the lead back up to double digits.
Jeff Brose has been leading the way for Russell Tyler Ruthven, hitting some key three-pointers that have kept Bertha Hewitt out of reach.
Okay, we'll take a break. This is the 1988 Boys Basketball Tournament.
Hi, Dad. Jane.
Hey, Jim.
Cool.
I think we're a success.
Where'd you learn to use all this stuff?
Training at the Technical Institute, Jim. That's how I got my job here.
I still don't know what I'm gonna do yet.
Jim, whatever career you decide on, just make sure that the school that you choose puts you to work when you finish.
With
favorite Pizza Hut pairs. Now 2 delicious medium pan pizzas bubbling with cheese. Just $10.99. Add toppings, $1.29 each covers both pizzas.
Making it hot, making it twice. Getting it fast and loving the price.
Now America's favorite pizza is making a great deal. 2 medium cheese pan pizzas, only $10.99. Add toppings, $1.29 each covers both pizzas.
Pizza Hut, making it great.
Welcome back to the St. Paul Civic Center. The Bears have their work cut out, but still plenty of time. This is a team that twice went over 100 points on the season. They trailed this Class A quarterfinal game by 12, and to the line for the Knights will be John Mulker. In fact, Bertha Hewitt, the kids bought state tournament tickets more than a month ago, so they were confident they'd get here, and indeed they did. They're wearing the dark uniforms, blue and white, and in the white uniforms, Tyler Ruthden, their lead now 14.
Here in the first half, Bertha Hewitt had more shot attempts than Russell Tyler Ruthden. Probably 10 more field goal attempts. Their shots have been altered. They've had a difficult time getting the kind of shots they want, and the ones they are getting are altered by the height of Russell Tyler Ruthden.
Well, they go outside the three-point line. Paul King has hit a couple of three-pointers. He's leading the way for the Bears right now with 13. Inside they go to Sandberg. He's short with that shot, and the rebound grab by Beisman. And back on the Knights, and this is the type of tempo they have played the half-court game, and it's certainly taken the Bears out of their up-tempo game. RTR, their first year as a school. It's 11 towns and 4 counties, 10 miles apart between the cities. Quite a rivalry, so this will indeed kind of bring them together. The basketball team has this season, 22-1. One loss was to Gallatin, which they avenged in the district for their 1-point victory. Rose inside with a shot, does not get the roll. He'll go to the line, though, to shoot a pair.
Oh, we've heard so much about RTR's height, but they really have a couple of excellent guards, and Troy Bauman and Bob Schuler. But carrying them for most of the season has been Jeff Rose. See him on the inside there. Going up nice and strong. And drawing the foul. Jeff Rose's father, Gary, is the athletic director at RTR.
Well, Jeff now with 14 points in the ball game. Make that 15 to lead the way for the Knights. Champions of Region 3A against the champions of Region 6A. Inside they go. Sandberg, the turnaround jumper is not there. Out of bounds, thrown off alertly off the body of Mulkern, so the Bears will maintain possession. There you see Ray Riley, the head coach of the RTR Knights.
Well, we've seen glimmers of the Bertha Hewitt team. Up, Paul King coming in from out of bounds, not getting his feet established on the playing court, so they will lose possession of the ball. Costly turnovers as we are at the 5-minute mark. Down by 16, Bertha Hewitt's going to have to look for the three-point shots. Paul King has been hitting those shots, and hopefully for their sake they can get their defense going, their man-to-man defense, and really start putting pressure on. They have an uncanny ability to come up with steals. They're going to have to pull out all the stops here if they're going to make any kind of a run.
Well, there you see RTR. They certainly will slow it up and play their type of game and kill some time off the clock. And foul committed. By the way, the winner of this game will face the winner of our second quarterfinal game coming up here. That will be between Waseca at 21-3 against the Pirates of Crookston at 20-5. And don't forget the games tonight. LeSueur and De La Salle at 7 o'clock, and Southwest Minnesota Christian against Big Fork. That will round out our Class A quarterfinal field. But to the line with 15 points already to his credit is Jeff Brose. Now 16 in the ball game. Good all-round effort so far by RTR. They've done the job inside, but outside, as you mentioned, guard play, particularly the big three-pointers by Schuler in the first half. And Troy Bauman has done the job on three-point range. And the ball thrown out of bounds, and it'll go back to the Knights. So that's certainly, every possession is critical for Bertha Hewitt. You don't want to give up the basketball without at least taking a shot.
Bertha Hewitt looking a little bit frustrated. I think perhaps a little bit intimidated by the height of RTR.
Bertha Hewitt in the dark uniforms, 23-0. They've come in this state tournament. Nice drive down the lane. The rebound's out there, knocked out of bounds, and will go over to the Bears. So Bauman took the shot, and Beisman had an opportunity for the offensive board. Lost control, and back comes the Bears. So Bertha Hewitt and Paul King. He'll have to start looking for this shot outside. Here's Paul King. He goes for two. Hits it. And cuts it to 54-38. It's a 16-point advantage with 4:04 remaining here in regulation time. Traveling called, so that's a good turnover as far as the Bear fans are concerned. They will get possession of the basketball. Take another look at Paul King, and he opted for the two-point range. He's been hitting those from three. Took an effort there from three. Nice rebound effort taken there by Detweiler. He misses the shot, and they'll call the foul on Beisman. Now for Wendell Beisman, the 6'11 junior. That is his third foul, and once again they've rescinded the no foul out rule this year, and I think a lot of fans are happy to see that. So there'll be a timeout on the floor taken with a score 54-38. Russell Tyler Roofton on top. This is the 1988 boys basketball tournament.
When you've applied for a loan, the first thing you want is a fast answer. The last thing you want is to wait. And wait. And wait. And wait. Escape to TCF. We'll give you an answer in 8 hours on all kinds of loans.
Starting Monday afternoon at 5, the Facts of Life will be twice as funny. Enjoy a full hour with the most hilarious co-eds on television.
I don't have to read Dumbo. I bunk next to him.
Don't miss the Facts of Life weekdays at 5 and 5:30, starting Monday on Channel 9.
Barry Williams, Janet Carvin at St. Paul Civic Center. Just to update you briefly on the score at Williams Arena, Class AA. Willmar leading ROCORI 36-33 there at halftime. That's one of the better mascots we've seen throughout last week and this week. The Bear of Bertha Hewitt. But the Bears are going to have to come out of hibernation here with only 3:56 remaining, and at the line is Detweiler hits the first. You have another. So Mark Detweiler hits a pair, and checking back into the lineup will be Lonnie Stokes for Bertha Hewitt, and checking out will be Detweiler. The lead is 14.
Excuse me, Perry, again with the three-point shot available to Bertha Hewitt, and knowing how quickly they can score points, 14 points in 4 minutes is a very real possibility.
Well, we saw Paul King hit a couple three-pointers here in the second half to make a brief run, but this is the type of offense we expect to see now as they go inside to Beisman. They'll look for the easy layup, and they got it there by their 6'11 junior center. The three-pointer taken, missed, and the rebound hauled down by Multern and thrown out of bounds and saved there. Right in bounds it goes to Kendall. So Ken Kendall alertly grabs the ball and cuts the lead 56-42. Troy Bauman will direct the attack, number 22. They'll play it around the perimeter and look inside for the easy layup. Here they go inside to Bauman. He puts it up, does not get the roll. However, he was fouled and will go to the line to shoot a pair.
Well, Bauman wanted the basket and the foul. Opportunity for a three-point play.
It's for Troy. He will go to the line. The opportunity to extend the lead. We have 2:57 remaining regulation time. This is the 1988 boys basketball tournament.
I've devised my own way to cook perfect steaks without slicing them open. I cook an extra little piece, and I test it. I call it my test steak. Of course, it's done a little early, but that's part of the secret. No one ever knows, because I eat the evidence. Beef, real food for real people.
Electricity. The comfortable, convenient, 100% efficient, safe heat for every family. Now, through incredibly low off-peak rates from your electric cooperative, electric home and water heating is affordable for the budget of any home. Ask your electric cooperative about their low off-peak rates.
Well, everything looking up for the Knights of Russell Tyler Ruthven, and for our cameraman, Eric Jurnell, looking to the ceiling and providing some of the action and drama here. Fortunately, he doesn't always hold the camera in that position. Although he would if they were playing on the ceiling, and playing sky high right now is Russell Tyler Ruthven. Enjoy a 15-point lead, but as you mentioned, Janet, who knows, with that three-point play and a couple of missed free throws or turnovers or steals, we'll be right back in it. So that's 12 points now for Troy Bauman in the game.
Bertha Hewitt, of course, beat Staples in the District 24 championship to get here, and defeated Breckenridge in the regional championship.
No, but real heavyweights
definitely
annually in Minnesota basketball. Foul called on the play, so we'll march down back to the other free throw line. Well, the Christmas lights in the town of Tyler have been on throughout the tournament. They're going to stay on at night, obviously, and while the team keeps on winning, kind of a good luck charm. Here's Paul King. Dishes off the left-handed shot taken there, not made by Japan, and there will be a foul called, and that will be the fourth on Wendell Beisman.
Well, there's the bomb. Rebounds coming out further on the three-point shot attempt. Lonnie Stokes went after the ball aggressively. Wendell Beisman on the foul. Look for Paul King to work off of screens set by teammates. Obviously, Bertha Hewitt has to try to get some three-point shot attempts. Corey Sandberg getting one back in his face, and that's kind of been the story today, Perry. Bertha Hewitt, I think it's been frustrating for them in that they've had so many shots rejected, and certainly that hurts your confidence, and you go into the lane just looking for, where is Wendell Beisman, where are these tall players, and it can be very intimidating.
Well, nice save by Sandberg, and it was Kendall with the basket. And they get the quick foul on Capan. I'd imagine, too, with the good save here. Watch Sandberg, Janet, will alertly dish it back into Kendall, puts it off the glass. But I'd imagine the Knights know defensively that the Bears will have to take those three-point shots, and perhaps they'll bring the defense out, and with a 6'11" center inside, he can stay and control the lane. So they may pick up the pressure a little bit on the perimeter. Bob Schuler hit those big three-pointers in the first half. That's his first point of the second half. He now has 10 in the ball game. The lead is 15 with 2:21 remaining. It was short in the second effort there, but the rebound put up and in by Mulkern. John Mulkern with the offensive board.
Mulkern showing nice touch around the basket.
Faking the shot taken, but not made there by Sandberg. The rebound, back it goes to Sandberg. Down the lane to King. King will post up and shoot it. He misses, gets the long shot. Finally Beisman with a rebound. And it's off to Russell Tyler Ruthven. They're in command here with 1:51 remaining, 61-44. And they call travel on Bauman. So with 1:48 remaining in regulation time, we'll take a break from the St. Paul Civic Center. Russell Tyler Ruthven leads it by 17.
The KMSP TV Sports Challenge brought to you by Snapper, America's Choice. He went from Jackson State to become the NFL's all-time leading runner. Who is he? Back with the answer after this message.
Harold's the envy of the neighborhood. Somebody take a spin. Since he got his new set of wheels. A snapper lawn tractor. Sam was surprised. It had tilt steering. Don drooled over the twin bag catcher. Carol was captivated by the powerful high vacuum action. And the 12 forward speeds floored Phil.
Harold, finished?
Almost. Snapper's a first-class ride. Problem is, who rides first? It's a snap with Snapper.
He's Walter Payton of the Chicago Bears, and he's run for over 15,000 yards, the most in NFL history. Call now, 1-976-1000, and win your choice of dozens of valuable prizes and sports merchandise. Answer 3 questions correctly, and you're a winner with a KMSP TV Snapper Sports Challenge.
Well, that's a story. A pretty hefty advantage to overcome by the Bears, but they'll give it a shot. See what Dick Fink has drummed up for his troops here with 1:48 remaining.
Dick Fink originally from Burndale, just up the road from Bertha Hewitt and up the road from New York Mills.
I wonder who came from New York Mills. Paul King did not, but he hit the three-pointer.
Well, Paul King has had an outstanding athletic career at Bertha Hewitt. He has thrown in football for over 4,000 yards. Holds virtually every record for passing in Bertha Hewitt history.
Well, he now has 16 points in the ball game. And the foul there will be on Detweiler, number 51. For Mark, that is his 4th, and they'll send Weisman to the line. Receptively, he'll shoot 1-on-1.
Weisman really has nice touch, Perry. Good shooting form. And when he gets the ball close to the basket, he's very deadly.
Well, Coach Riley says he's really come on in the playoffs. He averaged about 9 points a game throughout the regular season, about 2 blocked shots. The rebound once again is Mulkern. They're not blocking him off on the offensive board off the free throw. That's twice now we've seen John Mulkern grab the rebound and put it up and in off the missed free throw attempt, and there he got the defensive board. So it's 1:10 remaining now, and we're going to see some of the substitutions for the Bears. We'll try to get them in for you. Tom Meyer, number 15, checking in. Brett Bastian coming in, number 31. Number 25, Craig Honegger will be in. Dan Ward, number 43. And number 11, Roland Gilbert. There you see a deserves a handshake. And Coach Riley, just to his crew, will get some of his substitutions in as well. Jeff Kaler is in, number 50. Look at the bench of the Knights. They will move on to the semifinal round. They'll play the winner of Waseca and Crookston coming up next here at the St. Paul Civic Center. Brett Bastian with the ball. We're inside a minute now of our first Class A quarterfinal game of the 1988 Boys Tournament. Wall-to-wall basketball here on KMSP. Double-A action coming your way in a few minutes between Willmar and ROCORI. And the rebound finally hauled down there by Schuler. Riley is keeping most of his regulars here. Now he's going to start putting in some of the substitute players. They're playing catch with it at the perimeter. Finally, the foul is called, and Brett Bastian, and coming into the lineup for the Knights will be Jeff Minette, number 42. David Harrelson, number 30, will be in. So everybody getting a chance at state tournament action here. There you see number 40, Todd Bauman. He'll be coming into the lineup for the Knights. Replacing Jeff Rose, who had an excellent game. He had 17 points to lead the way for the Knights.
Well, Todd's brother Troy is at the line right now. Troy is just a junior, and at 6'2", also has a height advantage over most of his opponents, and I think that also was a factor for Paul King, only at 5'10", had a real difficult time facing up against Bauman, who played excellent defense. Did a nice job handling the ball. RTR looks tough, Perry.
Well, we got another substitution. David Van Eck coming in. Yeah, they do. They played a good all-round game. They hit those shots outside early, which opened up by Schuler. The three-pointers open up the lane a little bit for Rose and Beisman. The three-pointer taken and missed by Bastian. It goes out of bounds and will go over to the Knights. But certainly Bertha Hewitt, a great season for them, and it's not over. They have the consolation game to look forward to. That will be tomorrow morning, 8:30 at St. Thomas College. So congratulations to the Bears for a great season. And
they just didn't get off to a good start, Perry. They didn't show us the kind of defense and aggressiveness that they had played all year, and they just couldn't get into their kind of ball game. Starting out a little bit slow, and it was a long and large uphill climb.
well, that will do it. The game is over. So on your bracket board, pencil in the name of Russell Tyler Roofton. The Knights advancing to the semifinals with a very solid 69-47 victory over the Bears of Bertha Hewitt here at the St. Paul Civic Center today. The Knights came in at 22-1. They are now 23-1, and it's on to the semifinals. Back with more at the St. Paul Civic Center after this from the boys basketball tournament.
Used to be, when investors got into the stock market, they could almost plan on things going one way. But unfortunately, things don't always come out as planned. So if you're looking for an investment you can count on, come to TCF for a variety of insured savings plans that offer a guaranteed rate and keep yourself well covered.
There are some people who like the taste of Coke. And yes, there are some people who like the taste of Pepsi. But there will always be some people who go out of their way for the great taste of RC Cola.
Perry Williams back at the St. Paul Civic Center. Our first Class A of the quarterfinal game of the 1988 tournament is now in the books, and it goes to the Knights of RTR over Bertha Hewitt, 69-47. Leading the way for Russell Tyler Roofton was Jeff Brose, the senior forward at 6'4", had 17 points. He was assisted ably by John Mulkern. He had 14 points for the Knights here today. Leading the way for Bertha Hewitt was Paul King. He ended up with 16. 69-47 was the final. Let's go over to Janet Carvinen with the victorious head coach, Ray Riley. Janet?
A victorious coach and a very happy coach, Ray Riley. I think the rest of the state is going to finally find out what RTR is all about.
We're happy for that. We've thought we had a good basketball team coming in here, and we were concerned about Bertha Hewitt being the only undefeated team in here, but our kids, I thought, really come up to the task, and especially our guards. We get a lot of publicity about our height inside, but Bob Schuler and Troy Bauman, they kind of set the pace in the beginning of the ball game. They hit a couple three-pointers out there, and from there we pretty much maintained about a 9 to 10 point lead, and we were just happy to bring it home.
When you really are much more than an inside team, and having a strong inside and outside game definitely helps. What were your concerns coming into the game? Obviously, Bertha Hewitt, very aggressive team, man-to-man defense. Your guards, what did you tell them about handling the pressure?
Well, we had a good practice coming in this ball game. I thought in the region we saw the same type of thing, and I think maybe people always have underrated Troy Bauman just a little bit, but he's handled the ball like that for us all year long, and he's taken the lion's share, bringing it up, and he was confident he could do the job, and I had a lot of confidence in Troy.
Okay, very impressive performance by your team, and we certainly wish you the best of luck tomorrow.
Well, it's going to be fun now. Just sit back and relax and see who wins this next one.
Okay, Coach. Let's go back over to Perry Williams.
Well, thank you, Janet. Congratulations to the Knights of RTR. They're on to the semifinals. We'll join AA action at Williams Arena after this break. This is the 1988 Boys Basketball Tournament.
If you think it's okay to smoke cigarettes because most everybody else does, there's something you might want to know. Most everybody else doesn't. There's something you might want to know before you decide to smoke. Like drugs and alcohol, an addiction to cigarettes is hard to shake.
Hi, I'm Vin Weber. Join me in supporting Minnesota companies and the products they make. A strong economy means a strong job market. Buy Minnesota.
Television news is more than an account of what happened today. It's news that enables you to make decisions about tomorrow. If you haven't made a decision lately, maybe you're not getting the full story. Turn to Channel 9. Because when it comes to getting the full story, nobody uncovers it like primetime news. Weeknights at 9.
All right, we're back at Williams Arena. Ted Robinson and Jim Gilliland in the perfect timing just as we rejoin the game when the timeout is called. We have 4 minutes, 58 seconds remaining in the third quarter of this Class AA quarterfinal game. And Willmar's leading unbeaten ROCORI by 5, Jimmy. And you watch the way this third quarter's been playing as far as we have. And Willmar just looks like they have the game going at their way.
They've got the fire in their eyes right now. ROCORI came out a little more determined, but Willmar matched them with their effort, and it wasn't a TV timeout. You know, that ROCORI felt they had to take timeout to get things under control because they're not getting the inside play they want. There's Coach Bob Brink now lecturing his senior-laden ball club on how we're going to get back in this game. They are really getting burned on the break. Willmar is getting that outlet pass, getting down 2-on-1. If Willmar had been able to convert, this could easily be a 10-point game right now instead of the 5 that we have. ROCORI actually lucky right now that they're still within 5 points.
ROCORI in the red with the ball, Willmar in the white. Willmar by 5 here.
They've sat in that zone the whole game. It's an active zone, of course, but it's really done the job against ROCORI.
Ryan Ackerbeck for 3. And the rebound pulled down by Chalmers of Willmar. Of course, what we're told about ROCORI was they had 5 guys that could all score, 5 guys that could all hit the jump shot, so that normally a zone shouldn't bother them. They weren't dependent on one guy.
Kevin Hollis did not score in the first half. He's come out with a little more determined effort here in the second half, but still hasn't cracked the scoring column. There's a foul called.
That's on Jeff Boyd, leading scorer for ROCORI. It is his second foul on the scoring column right now. Pat Dorsey, the great guard for Willmar, has 14 points, and Jeff Boyd of ROCORI leads them with 12. Here's Chalmers, ball blocked, shot blocked cleanly by Boyd. Ackerbeck ahead to Ehrlichman, and Ehrlichman gets the layup for ROCORI.
A good-looking play when you can give it to that left-handed guard on his side of the basket there. He was able to get that shot up over bigger people.
Finishing the break nicely, and it's a 3-point game again as we go under 4 minutes to play third quarter. Inside, and Swenson thought he was going to get a foul and didn't, and then the rebound goes to Chalmers, who does get the foul. McNeil Chalmers. And that foul is called on Taylor of ROCORI, and that's his third. You see Ehrlichman leaving the game, being replaced by Steve Holtis, 25 for ROCORI.
I don't know if that's a move to make a specific point with Ehrlichman or just the fact that he knows he's getting beat on the boards and wants to have 5 rebounders in there instead of 4. But Willmar has really been hammering them underneath. They've been able to get the ball inside a lot easier than ROCORI has. But to ROCORI's credit, they're still only 3 down.
Willmar's had a few foul shooting troubles in this game. ROCORI stayed in the game in the first half because they shot their free throws well. They shot more of them. They shot them well. .37, Willmar leading. And Holtis missing a 3-pointer, rebounded by Jason Schwab, who's played a fine game off the bench for Willmar. After he started the second half, he played so well in the first. John Schlosser, ball tipped and stolen by ROCORI.
It may be that he wants to put Ackerbeck up on top. He got a little, about 6 inches on Ehrlichman, and you can see inside a little better. There's Hollis. Quiet in the first half, and his shot blocked here, but it goes right to Boyd.
Right place, right time. Jeff Boyd the basket. And ROCORI now is back within a point. 2:55 to go in the third quarter. shot by Jason Holmgren, and he follows nicely, missing twice, and then you're going to get a foul, blocking foul on ROCORI. And that's going to be on Ollis, and that's going to be his 4th foul. Kevin Ollis starting forward for ROCORI, picks up his 4th foul with 2:42 to play in the 3rd quarter.
Holmgren took his shot and then followed it well, but it was a call that could have gone either way, and it was definitely for Willmar's benefit that Holmgren goes to the line.
That brings us to a timeout. We'll break. 2 minutes, 42 seconds remaining. 3rd quarter. Willmar leading ROCORI 41-39.
Been here too long.
Kathy Durham looks cool under pressure. But just because her blouse is dry doesn't mean she smells good. Because underarm odor is invisible, she needs Sure Roll-On. Sure helps protect against wetness and kills bacteria that cause odor. So, Kathy, why go to school with a dry blouse and a false sense of security? Tomorrow, use Sure Roll-On and be just as sure about odor as you are about wetness.
Thanks.
KMSP-TV, in cooperation with the League of Women Voters, will be sponsoring the 1988 Vote-Mobile, a campaign designed to educate and urge 18 to 24-year-olds to register and vote. KMSP's Vote-Mobile will be making its rounds to selected local campuses April 25th through the 29th to help students register for the upcoming elections this fall. So stay tuned to KMSP-TV for more details and get ready to feel the power. Vote, America.
Back at Williams Arena, where Willmar is shooting free throws with a 2-point lead. Beginning Monday afternoon, you can double your fun with the Facts of Life at 5 and 5:30. Happy Days comes your way at 6, right here on Receptive Channel 9.
Jason Holmgren shooting foul shots here for Willmar. They could sink a few of these, they'd have more comfortable margin. ROCORI has removed Kevin Ollis with 4 fouls. He's out of the ball game. Ehrlichman back in. Willmar leading here by 3.
They're going to have a nice start next year with Chalmers at 6'7" and Holmgren at 6'6" coming back.
Holtis, Ehrlichman, Akravic, 3 perimeter guards now in the game for ROCORI. Boyd and Taylor playing inside. Ball stripped away from Boyd. And in the scramble, you're going to get a foul call, diving for the ball. The foul is called on Boyd. That's his 3rd foul.
Boyd Taylor with 3 and Ollis with 4. It's not getting any easier for ROCORI. Boyd trying to take it into traffic there. And tough to dribble into that zone. Here he comes, thinks he sees an opening, and there's a little sandwich there. Dorsey and Holmgren getting in there. And you can't quite see the bump there, but he knocked Dorsey away from the ball, picked up the foul. Again, if you missed the Class A final, Russell Tyler Ruthven beat previously unbeaten Bertha Hewitt 69-47. We'll await the winner of the Waseca-Crookston game, which will be coming up shortly at Pacific Center.
Dorsey averaging 13 and a half a game, now has 16, and we're still in the 3rd quarter, and his school leads by 5.
Holton's got to hit one of those. They're sagging off him, and that's his 3rd straight outside jumper that he missed. One late in the 1st half and a couple here in the 3rd quarter.
Tough break there as Holmgren had the rebound all to himself. Just could not hang on. Brian Gerger back in the game for ROCORI, replacing Jeff Boyd. Willmar's playing with a lot of confidence. Willmar's playing, they look to win, Jimmy, and ROCORI looks like it, as often happens with an unbeaten record, they may be playing to not lose.
It's a tough situation when you come to the state tournament with an unbeaten record and in a bracket that favors that. People expect certain things, and that can put pressure on 17-year-old people.
Here's Willmar by 5 with the ball. 1.5 minutes remaining, 3rd quarter. Oh, long jumper for 3 is good by Andy Swenson. That may not have been the shot that Mike Hansen wanted, but the result's all right, and ROCORI takes another timeout. And so will we as Williams Arena erupts. 1:26 to play, 3rd quarter, and Willmar now leads by 8.
Did you know that there's a frozen pizza that has 50% more toppings than Domino's or Pizza Hut pizza? And twice the toppings of our regular frozen pizza? It's called Twice Top Tony's Pizza because it's piled high with real cheese, sausage, pepperoni, and the finest vegetables. So when you're in the freezer section at your store, look for Twice Top Tony's Pizza. We're doing all we can to help you remember the name. Twice Top Tony's Pizza.
Confused about legal problems? Dial Lawyers. L-A-W-Y-E-R-S. Straight answers, sound advice.
Someday, Gary Shandling has a problem. You see, Gary likes Elaine, and Elaine likes Gary. But Elaine's mother...
Gary, unzip my dress.
Pardon me, Mrs. Robertson?
...kind of likes Gary, too.
You know, this thing is getting to be more and more like The Graduate. I happen to be afraid that she's going to tell Elaine that I slept with her.
Oh, come on, Gary. We both know that would be more embarrassing for Mrs. Robertson than for you.
If you're in the mood for comedy, I have 4 words for you. It's Gary Shandling Show, Sunday.
This is KMSP-TV, Minneapolis, St. Paul.
Here's the turnaround shot by Taylor, missing for ROCORI. You didn't miss any points while we were gone. They jumped the gun on us coming back. A minute to go, third quarter.
Very tough shot for Kaler. He was in there with Chalmers right up on him, and he had to arc it up high. And boy, Willmar is on fire. Their guards having no problem with the ROCORI zone. ROCORI trying to protect some of their guys with foul trouble, and it's not working. Down 10.
That's right. Things are getting on the critical list now for ROCORI. Dorsey has 18. And it's a 10-point lead, 35 seconds, and inside a foul.
It'll be on Dorsey as he flipped Ehrlichman. Started his move into the lane.
Third foul on Pat Dorsey.
He's going to take a rest. We'll see if his absence enables ROCORI to climb back in it. Chris Block comes in.
Well, you know, Jimmy, the thing for ROCORI here, there's not, through 3 quarters, I can't think of any one thing that they've done well enough that they could lean on in the fourth quarter.
That's right. One of their leaders is really going to have to light it up for them to get back in it. Probably 3-point range. Akervik misses.
ROCORI keeps the ball. Here's Voigt again. Long distance shot, no good. Third try, ROCORI, they can just go, they should still be worried about just getting baskets. They don't need threes. This is still the third quarter here. Let's make some points. Well, on the third try, they get a 3 by Ehrlichman.
8 seconds left. Willmar's got to be aware of the time. I don't think Schlosser knows. Holmgren stepped out.
Holmgren came down out of bounds. Jason Holmgren coming down to the sidelines right in front of the Willmar bench, and they're hot. No, they don't agree. They may have wanted a foul call as well. So ROCORI will get the last shot here with 2 seconds, last possession at least.
Willmar's not going to let them have a free look at the basket. They're up pressuring.
And that's it. So 3 quarters complete at Williams Arena. The Willmar Cardinals lost twice to ROCORI during the regular season. But they're 8 minutes away from turning it around. 49-42, Willmar leading after 3 quarters.
Hi, I'm Lee Carlson, president of Maine Motor Chevrolet Cadillac and RV Center in Anoka. I think you should know we are one of the largest truck and van dealers in Minnesota. We earned that recognition by giving our customers the best service and the best possible deals. Here are some examples. Full-size vans like this start from $15,995, and beautiful Astro vans like this start from $14,995. Or the Chevy S10 as low as $69,995. You owe it to yourself to shop and compare at Maine Motors in Anoka.
Starting Monday afternoon at 5, the Facts of Life will be twice as funny. Enjoy a full hour with the most hilarious co-eds on television.
I don't have to read Dumbo. I bunk next to it.
Don't miss the Facts of Life, weekdays at 5 and 5:30, starting Monday on Channel 9.
Time now for our first Royal Crown Cola Tourney Trivia Quiz. What year was the first boys' state basketball tournament held? You might be surprised by the answer. We'll give it to you in a bit. We have started the fourth quarter here in our AA quarterfinal game. ROCORI with the ball, trailing by 7. It's 49-42, Willmar leading.
Willmar's changed it up a bit. They're coming with a man-to-man. Trying not to give up those three-point shots, maybe, because you might feel that's the one way ROCORI can get back into it. But it's successful here in the first attempt. Navgetzik is called for traveling.
He does play like a tight end, doesn't he? Kevin Hollis is back in the game for ROCORI with 4 fouls. Spartans, it's been a while since they've been tested. Really, their last close game was their game with Willmar at the end of the regular season. They won all 3 of their region games fairly easily. Akravic. And the rebound is by Schlosser for Willmar. Up court quickly. Left wing is Navgetzik, and he fills the lane. Joel Navgetzik for the basket, and Willmar leads by 9.
Not leaving any openings for ROCORI to make their surge. Now they've dropped back in the zone. Some of those have to fall for Akravic.
And a long one, too. And there's a spike on the putback by Chalmers. A third try by Hollis, and then you're going to Boyd over the back, and that's his 4th foul. ROCORI's playing frustrated ball right now, Jimmy. There's too much time left for them to be playing this way.
They look like they're in the last minute of the game. You're right. They're playing with that urgency where they really crashed in there. They're going to get it up and try to cut into this deficit no matter what. And as you mentioned, Boyd with an over-anxious foul over the back. Now just 6:36 to play.
Boyd picks up his 4th foul. ROCORI takes another timeout. Willmar by 9.
A great American adventure awaits you in a land you've only seen in your mind's eye. Dakota, South Dakota. You arrive amidst the visions of legends. Soon you discover why the Sioux call these mountains of mystery Paha Sapa, Black Hills. Then, from the reality of this valiant republic, come the faces. Bigger than you ever imagined. Towering, majestic, awesome Mount Rushmore. No ordinary vacation. This is adventure. The Old West, alive. Call for free travel information now. Experience the American adventure. Dakota, South Dakota.
It's hard to tell because they all wear the same colors. That must be a Willmar fan. He's happy.
Giving the high sign to somebody. Chalmers to the line here with a chance to get it to at least 10 again.
6:36 remaining. And possession arrow to Willmar. Oh, if Willmar could make some foul shots, they'd be out in front 15, 17 points here. It's a tough time at the foul line. See if they make the most out of it, though. Chalmers missing short. Rebound, Hollis. Hollis and Boyd each have 4 fouls up front for ROCORI, and Kaler has 3, so that does not bode well for the Spartans. Here's Kaler. And he muscles in the basket.
That's a real tough shot. And Willmar has made them work for everything. When they get it down low, they're not getting easy shots. That time, Kaler made a tough one.
It's only the 2nd field goal of the game for Paul Kaler. Navgetzik's shot partially blocked, and they'll get a foul there. Navgetzik over the back. 5:56 to play.
4th team foul on Willmar, so from now on we'll have the 1-and-1, but ROCORI will just pass it in this time.
Now here's why we were talking about the urgency with which ROCORI was playing. Now if they score here, they're only down 5 points, and there's still 5.5 minutes remaining in the game. Still plenty of time.
Well, that's 4 on Dorsey.
Oh, yes.
almost feel they can do whatever they want to. That's not a little too much pressure here. 3 guys come over to handle Boyd as he tries to take baseline. And
well, you see, and that's the type of foul you don't want a good player to pick up, though, in that situation. He had the player pinned on the baseline in a bad spot. You don't want to see guys get the reach in to slap those silly fouls, especially a player as good as Dorsey.
Dorsey has to come sit now, and Schlosser back into the game. Big 1-and-1 for Jeff Boyd. We also wonder about ROCORI playing from behind. They probably haven't been in that situation much, looking at their scores over the season. So we shall see. It's down to 6 right now, or rather 5 points.
51-46, Willmar. 5:35 remaining. Jason Holmgren, tough shot falling away. Oh, big crash inside by Schlosser. To Schwab, and
he got hammered. 4 on Taylor. Schlosser went in there. Well, that time he gave them something that Dorsey probably wouldn't have been able to do. Schlosser stands 6'1". Dorsey is only 5'10", and he charged in there, rebounded Holmgren's miss. ROCORI not being real aggressive inside because of the foul trouble, no doubt. And there is the foul.
Oh, nice bounce for Willmar. Well, ROCORI's backs are to the wall up front. There are 3 starting front court people, each have 4 fouls. 5:24 remaining. It's been a very, very good ball game. 2 well-coached teams, played well. Ehrlichman for 3. And with 5:10 remaining, ROCORI has cut the Willmar lead to 3 points. 52-49. Schlosser off to Holmgren, traveling call as Holmgren dragged his pivot foot.
Now Mike Hansen wants a timeout, settle things down a little, pound it inside where ROCORI has some trouble with fouls.
And so the ROCORI fans cheering for the first time in a while. We'll break with 5 minutes exactly remaining in the ball game. Willmar leading 52-49.
Window Warehouse is more than a warehouse of windows. You'll find a huge selection of brand name doors, cabinets, and windows to fit any need, any budget, whether you're remodeling, replacing, or building. Count on us for great prices on Marvin windows. Through April 16th, you'll get special savings on the entire Marvin line, and you'll get personalized Window Warehouse service to boot. Window Warehouse, your helpful window, door, and cabinet store. With 4 convenient locations: Fridley, Bloomington, West St. Paul, and now open in Maplewood.
Come on, everybody, do that kick. Health kick, milk's that kick. We're all on a health kick, so come on, y'all. Milk's vitamins and calcium are part of it all. Milk, way down south, today there's just one thing to say: America's favorite. Health kick, milk.
Well, the #1 team in the state in AA, undefeated ROCORI, has been trailing most of the game. They have just rallied from being 10 down to 3 down with under 5 minutes to play, and ROCORI in red has the ball.
During that time, Mike Hansen reinserted Pat Dorsey with his 4 fouls. Big guard, and there's a play worked perfectly by ROCORI. Boyd getting the bucket.
And so ROCORI is within a point at 52-51. Dorsey slowing it down. ROCORI starting to extend its defense now, picking out shooters beyond the 3-point line as Holmgren missing, or Swenson, pardon me, missing, and Chalmers rebounding. Nice move by Dorsey. And there's the rebound by Ollis, and ROCORI now has a chance for the lead, which a few moments ago would have seemed highly unlikely.
Surprised to see him hurry that much against the zone, especially with the foul trouble underneath for ROCORI.
That's where Willmar has to go with the ball. Wide open, Ehrlichman, good ball movement. And the rebound to Schwab. And so Willmar has it with 3:50 to play. I think you're right, Jim. Patience, and they have to go inside.
See if they change their tactic this time.
Swenson, ball knocked free.
Akravic is upset. He had a 2-on-1. If Voigt would have looked up and hit it. Voigt a little bit tired out there right now.
Wow. You say Akravic took that on his own hands?
And he got it.
Oh, what a shot. It counts on a foul.
What a rally. It was 51 to 42 at one point. There's still plenty of time, though. ROCORI has to contain their enthusiasm and channel it. Willmar has to pick themselves back up. 3:24 to go.
Couldn't believe the first shot Akravic took. I mean, that was an airmail one. But he got his own rebound, made a great left-handed shot. Foul was on Chalmers, his third. And ROCORI now leads by 2. This is a 12-1 run. Willmar led 51-42 a moment ago. Minutes and 5 seconds remaining.
Big guy is there. They really took their time. All 5 men touched the ball several times.
Akravic. Point. And the drive and no basket, but a foul inside on Jason Schwab.
Boyd kind of tiptoed in there delicately. He didn't want to charge in there with 4 fouls. Didn't get the roll that he got last time.
So with 2:16 to play, Jeff Voigt, 15 points a game this year, 18 today. I'll have one more shot to give ROCORI the lead back.
ROCORI's been very good from the free throw line so far in the game. Willmar struggled, but now is when it really matters. 2:16 to play.
And the Spartans lead by a point. By our unofficial count, ROCORI has 1 timeout left, Willmar 2. No fouls to give for either team. Schwab cut off there on defense by Akravic. He's turning and thinking about a shot. No shot clock, remember, so Willmar has all the time. Minute 43 remaining. Dorsey. Foul is called. Inside on the shot. Ehrlichman is called for the foul, and so Dorsey will go to the line.
Well, of course, Ehrlichman didn't think he fouled him at this stage. It was a tough move by Dorsey. Try to go baseline and then pull up. As he comes, Ehrlichman thinks he's got the ball there, and Dorsey will go to the line for 2.
Tough move because he was going left to shoot with his right, so again, the ball was not being protected. Willmar just making their job much more difficult with their foul shooting difficulties. Dorsey makes 1 to tie the game again in a minute 39.
Well, a tie game, a minute 39 is not real long to hold without a shot clock, especially the other team's playing zone. Let's see what ROCORI is going to do here. Bob Brink is up and he shouted patience is all. See if that patience lasts for a minute and a half.
I don't like holding it that long, though. These kids are 17 years old. They don't have that kind of patience. Take a good shot when you can.
They got 3, boy, that's tough. Akravic has struggled from that distance. And Akravic was thinking like you were, Ted.
When you get a good one, whenever it is, take it. Ackerbeck, you can see he's a leader. He has wanted the ball in his fourth quarter for ROCORI. Now, Willmar does not need to think three here. There's still a lot of time left. But Dorsey does think, oh, and he hit it! Oh, what a shot! What a game! This has been great. And we are tied with 40 seconds left.
Now, Ackerman has the one finger up, and they're going into that passing scheme that definitely reflects their intention. We'll see if they take a timeout first or whether they go right away with it.
I'd say just go.
Right, you got 5 seniors on the floor.
They only have one timeout anyway. All tied, 15 seconds. 10, 8, 7.
They're not in good position yet.
5. Ehrlichman. No, and we will have, Ackerman's shot would have counted and hits the rim and we have overtime.
That was not a great shot by Ehrlichman, but he felt that he had to put it up. He did have a man in the corner.
What a ball game. This has been great. What a fourth quarter. Bob Brink's team coming back from the brink of elimination. They were down 9. They're forcing an overtime, and Williams tied at 58.
Diversified Energies Incorporated is a Minnesota-based family of companies that includes Enscan, E.F. Johnson Company, Dyco Petroleum, and the comfort of natural gas from Minigasco.
All in all, it was a pretty average day. 4 showers were taken, and 1 bath. 3 meals were cooked, and 2 loads of laundry were washed and dried, while everyone stayed warm and comfortable. The cost of all that natural gas? For the Minigasco customer, less than the same amount cost 5 years ago. Now, who says everything is more expensive these days?
Hi, everybody. I'm Jim Cott. And I'm Ted Robinson. Between the two of us, we have 283 wins. Close enough. That's right. This year, we'll be teaming up to bring you all the play-by-play of the world champion Minnesota Twins.
From the first pitch of spring training to the last out of the season, we'll bring you the score. Joining us in the booth will be John Gordon.
KMSP-TV, home of the world champion Minnesota Twins.
3-minute overtime in Williams Arena. Willmar and ROCORI, AA quarterfinal.
There goes Dallas.
Oh, on the jump ball, a foul. You're right. Kevin Hollis of ROCORI fouls out.
Boyd got the tap cleanly, and he must have been intending it for Hollis because Hollis didn't get it. You see Chalmers coming in to get it. There's Hollis on his backside, picking up the foul.
Kevin Hollis fouling out. He did not score a point in the game after averaging 11 a game during the season.
Holtis getting instructions from Bob Brink. You know what? He's not going to be the guy to come in. It's going to be Gerger, in fact. 6'5" junior. Chalmers, who has struggled on the line, has the 1-1. 1 second into overtime.
They stay in the bonus in the overtime. Chalmers does not get very much arc. He shoots a line drive foul shot. And ROCORI now has first crack at the lead. A great last minute of regulation. Ackerbeck hit a 3 to put ROCORI in front. Dorsey answered with a 3 to tie it for Willmar. ROCORI held for the last shot. Didn't get a good one.
Well, Ehrlichman got a good long look, and you can tell those two guys have played a lot of clutch basketball. They both, Ackerbeck and Ehrlichman, just stand up and look it in the eye, as do Swenson and Dorsey on the other end.
Ehrlichman playing Dorsey up tight. Jason Holmgren. And ROCORI's tailored rebounds. Boy, that 3 that ROCORI is hitting now with regularity changes everything.
Up 3 with the ball. Now it's their turn for patience. Instructions from the Willmar bench. They're shouting 55 as if that's the guy they want him to foul, but I don't think they can hear from this distance. Willmar bench is on the far end of where the action is right now.
Minute 35. .125.
Oh, tough. He got himself in a tough spot there. Luckily, the ball was knocked loose, and he could put it back on the floor again.
A minute 10. ROCORI leading by 3. Ackerbeck.
That's going to be all for Dorsey, it looks like.
That's it. At Dorsey.
It'll be tough to come back without him. The way he picked up his fouls today, you know, like he had at least 3 of those reach and grab fouls instead of sort of positioning fouls. If you get a foul called there.
Fouls are tough. Your best player, you don't want to see your best player pick up reaching in fouls because you just don't get away with that very often as you increase your level in basketball. Tough break for Willmar, and now with a minute 5 to go, you might say ROCORI's in the driver's seat leading by 3.
Buying a house is fun until it comes to the financing. That can really bog you down. But now there's help. Thanks to Realty World and TCF. Get the fast financial help you need without that sinking feeling. Realty World and TCF. We've got the pull you need.
Hey fans, our world champion Minnesota Twins are back, ready to open the 1988 season on April 8th, 9th, and 10th against the Toronto Blue Jays. And here's a special bonus. Opening night, April 8th, is also Snapper Calendar Night, with all fans receiving a beautiful 12-month Twins calendar free, courtesy of your local Snapper dealer. Tickets for all Twins home games are on sale now at Dayton's, the Twins Pro Shop, and the Metrodome Ticket Office, or call the Twins directly. Get in on the action and call today, because in 1988, the rally continues.
1913 was the first boys state basketball tournament in Minnesota. The answer to our Royal Crown Cola Attorney Trivia Quiz.
And now as the players come back on the floor, it's definitely the Willmar, or the ROCORI kids with the fire in the eyes and the confidence, and Willmar struggling a bit to regain that. They need Ackerbeck to miss. They've got Swenson and Schlosser in the game, capable of hitting that three-pointer.
At the end of the third quarter, Jimmy, we said that ROCORI really needed somebody to step forward, and Ackerbeck did that in the fourth quarter and here in the overtime.
He sure did. Along with Ehrlichman, although he did get up to kind of a bad shot at the end of regulation, he did hit a big three-pointer here to start the overtime. Net became stuck, so they'll have to pass it in again.
So now Willmar down 5 will try to come back without their leading scorer, Pat Dorsey, who was fouled out of the game with 22 points. And remember, it was Dorsey who hit that three-pointer in the final minutes of regulation that forced the overtime. John Schlosser, a junior. Now Getzik, they don't have a lot of time, and now they're really in trouble. And Ehrlichman is fouled by Swenson. Amazing turnaround, Jimmy.
Ehrlichman does a somersault, comes up bumping his fist. He's ready to salt this away, and a couple of free throws would come close to doing that. I should mention that Willmar is the home of our production company for the state tournament, New Life Productions. Do a good job for us. I'm sure they have a rooting interest in this game.
Just don't pull the plug on us, guys.
Well, that helps. They're still within 5. Pop. Whoa.
John Schlosser, left-handed. So it's 3 and 34 seconds left. ROCORI keeps the ball. But tough spot here for Willmar because ROCORI shot their fouls fairly well. So you'll be a little bit discreet about who you foul. Willmar brings in 11, Dave Corneal. I'm sure he's in 2 fouls somewhere. Run up the ball, and if you can't get it, foul.
I'll be a little quicker, and they'll get to the person who gets the inbounds pass right away. That's not a bad move there. Holtis hasn't shot well from the field and hasn't gone to the line yet. But Schwab getting the foul. Only one tick on the clock.
That's fourth foul on Schwab of Willmar. And Steve Holtis, a 6'1 senior, with 33 seconds and his team up by 3, will go to the line. Mike Hansen, boy, is he looking like he was sitting in the driver's seat after 3 quarters. The game was his way, the score was his way, but now his team has life. I still don't think they need a 3 here. They could just go ahead and get a good shot for 2. But Swenson goes for 3, a bad shot. Rebound. Knapp gets it. Good move there, and the shot doesn't go, but Willmar's going to get the ball back again. 16 seconds, and now they need, I think about 3 points now.
Yeah, now they've got to look at getting Swenson a better look at the basket. That last one was forced a little, as you said. I'm sure they'll do some kind of screening, and Schlosser might not be a bad candidate to go drive it in there and try to get 3.
All right, we'll break 16 seconds left in overtime.
There are some people who like the taste of Coke. And yes, there are some people who like the taste of Pepsi. But there will always be some people who go out of their way for the great taste of RC Cola.
You know, I'm not easily annoyed, but I never liked the way the vegetables always fell off between the sirloin on my beef kebabs. I fixed that. I don't put vegetables on my beef kebabs. In fact, I believe that's why someone invented salad. Beef, real food for real people.
Shot is short for Willmar, rebound inside, but they have to pull it out. Good move here as time runs down. Swenson again, off the back iron, and that will do it. ROCORI wins. For a better game to start off the tournament.
You know these Willmar guys are just crushed. Andy Swenson feeling that somehow he should have gotten one of those to drop, but they're good efforts. Defensive pressure up in his face, and that last one looked like it was right on line. Is the little hard off the back rim, but Bob Brink knows how lucky he was to escape here. He was out there celebrating like they'd won the championship.
What a game. That's just a great game. No loser in this game. Both teams should walk out of here feeling proud with the way they played. Willmar had about 5 shots at the end, but their best player was not out there to take them. And Swenson had the best one, as Jimmy said. It wasn't looked like it was going to tie it again with 2 seconds, but it hit the back iron and came out. And ROCORI stays unbeaten. They have beaten Willmar for the 3rd time this year, and I don't think Bob Brink ever wants to see Willmar again till next year. ROCORI moves on as they beat Willmar in overtime 63-60. We'll return to the boys basketball tournament in a moment.
Call the injury helpline now. 800-533-2700.
Just a reminder that every week in TV Guide, you'll find writing that's really worth reading. Pick up your copy of TV Guide. It's on sale now.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jim Cott.
And I'm Ted Robinson. Between the two of us, we have 283 wins.
Close enough.
That's right. This year, we'll be teaming up to bring you all the play-by-play of the world champion Minnesota Twins.
From the first pitch of spring training to the last out of the season, we'll bring you the score. Joining us in the booth will be John Gordon.
KMSP-TV, home of the world champion Minnesota Twins.
This is KMSP-TV, Minneapolis, St. Paul.
KMSP, your upper Midwest sports leader, presents the 1988 Minnesota State High School Boys Basketball Tournament. Brought to you in part by TCF, where Minnesota banks and borrows. RC Cola, go out of your way for the great taste of RC. Minnesota Dairy Promotion Council, American Dairy Association. Beef producers through the Minnesota Beef Council. Tony's Twice Top Frozen Pizza, it's the tops. All of our Buy Minnesota advertisers.
And now to the Civic Center at St. Paul, and your announcers Ted Robinson, Perry Williams, Jim Gilliland, and Janet Carvenin.
Good afternoon and welcome to the St. Paul Civic Center, site of the 76th Annual Boys Basketball Tournament, where KMSP TV proudly presents semi-final action of Class AA and Class A. Good afternoon, everyone. Perry Williams joining you again from the Civic Center in St. Paul. Yesterday, we had quarterfinal action in Class AA at Williams Arena. Well, those winners have moved on here to the Civic Center for the right to advance to the championship game. Let's recap you quickly on the results of yesterday in the quarterfinals. First of all, unbeaten ROCORI came from behind in overtime to beat Willmar by the score 63-60. In the second game, Cloquet also rallied to nudge St. Thomas by the score of 43-42. In the evening sessions, Apple Valley loses to Osseo 67-62, and then Robbinsdale Armstrong beat Forest Lake 56-41. So that sets up the bracket board that looks like this. In our first game this afternoon, it will be unbeaten ROCORI at 24-0 against Cloquet, which is now 19-5. The second game on the afternoon session in AA will be Osseo at 23-1 against Robbinsdale Armstrong. Earlier this morning in the Class AA consolation games, Willmar beating St. Thomas by the score 64-49, and in the second game, Apple Valley bounced back with a 66-59 victory over Forest Lake. And the Class A consolation scores for you: Bertha Hewitt losing to Waseca by the score 95-69, and LeSueur 86-55 over Southwest Minnesota Christian. Well, joining us once again will be Jim Gillen, Ted Robinson, and Janet Carvin, getting ready for our AA action here this afternoon. Let's go courtside now, and Ted Robinson.
All right, Perry, thank you. Well, gang, we had great Class AA action at Williams Arena yesterday. That first game between ROCORI and Willmar might be as fighting a game as we see in this tournament. Janet Carver, and that means I think Cloquet is a hard, scrappy team, but they've got their work cut out for them against ROCORI.
They certainly do. You've got to favor ROCORI. They come in top ranked. They have an all-senior lineup that's all average in double figures, and they're the only unbeaten team in the state, Class A or AA. You've got to give them the advantage, but if Cloquet can keep it close, they've squeaked out a lot of close games lately. If they can keep it close, you never know.
3 one-point wins in their postseason play thus far for Cloquet. Then it's Osseo and Armstrong. Armstrong handed Osseo its only loss this season, Jim Gilliland.
Two teams from the same conference, and that matchup yesterday made for 2 great games. Willmar and ROCORI went at it. They had battled twice in close games, and then Osseo had to play Apple Valley, and they almost took them out. So each team has won one in the previous meetings, as you mentioned, so this should be a great game, the rubber game, and both teams obviously want it very badly at this stage of the season.
All right, we cast an early vote. Our sportsmanship award today goes to the ROCORI band. They've held up long enough for us to hear ourselves. Thanks, guys. You can go ahead, and we'll have the game for you. ROCORI and Cloquet at the Civic Center right after this.
What can I do for you?
I'd like to apply for a loan.
Name?
Chuck.
What do you do for a living, Chuck?
Well, I have a little
How
business
much do you make?
on,
Any debts or assets? Are you married or cohabiting, Chucky? Ever had a loan before? Do you smoke other than cigarettes? Ever been arrested? Do you sleep well? Any kinky habits?
If borrowing money brings out the beast in you, escape to TCF. We'll give you an answer within 8 hours on all kinds of loans.
You eat any strange food?
Well, you know the bad news.
Charlie Carlson looks cool under pressure. But just because his shirt is dry doesn't mean he smells good. Because underarm odor is invisible, he needs Sure Solid. Sure helps protect against wetness and odor. So, Charlie, why go to work with a dry shirt and a false sense of security? Tomorrow, use Sure Solid and be just as sure about odor as you are about wetness.
I hear we have a new vice president.
Thanks.
There are some people who like the taste of Coke. And yes, there are some people who like the taste of Pepsi. But there will always be some people who who go out of their way for the great taste of RC Cola.
Hi, Dad. Jane.
Hey, Jim.
Cool.
I think we're a success.
Where'd you learn to use all this stuff?
Training at the Technical Institute, Jim. That's how I got my job here.
I still don't know what I'm gonna do yet.
Jim, whatever career you decide on, just make sure that the school that you choose puts you to work when you finish.
All right, at the Civic Center, we're set to meet the teams from ROCORI and Cloquet with public address announcer Bob Reed.
On the scoreboard, the visitor, the Region 8 AA champions with a record of 24-0, the ROCORI Spartans. And the home team, the Region 7 AA champions with a record of 19-5, the Cloquet Lumberjacks. Starting at guard for ROCORI, number 22, Craig Ehrlichman. And for Cloquet, number 12, Dean Randa. At the other guard for ROCORI, number 32, Brian Ackervik. And for Cloquet, number 20, Mark Lindquist. At center for ROCORI, number 42, Paul Kahlert. And for Cloquet, number 52, Rich Peterson. At forward for ROCORI, number 50, Kevin Ollis. And for Cloquet, number 34, Tim Giacomini. At the other forward for ROCORI, number 44, Jeff Voigt. And for Cloquet, number 54, Stu Sorensen. Coach Bob Brink and the balance of the ROCORI official party, and Coach Jerry Erickson and the balance of the Cloquet official party. The officials for this game are David Anderson and Michael Spanier. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please stand and sing as the ROCORI High School Band, conducted by Mr. Bob Harris, leads us in our national anthem.
Set to begin our day again of wall-to-wall basketball on Channel 9. This is our first AA semifinal game, ROCORI and Cloquet. There are the starting lineups for ROCORI. The key word is balance. All 5 of those players score. No one's terribly dominant, but the man who took charge yesterday when ROCORI was in trouble was 32 in white, Brian Ackervik, quarterback in their football team, and he became the dominant man yesterday. ROCORI's in the white with what would you call those? Like Redondo Beach shorts, I think. And
you know the weather was that nice up there.
And Cloquet is in the purple.
for Kevin Hollis, number 50 in white, to have a better game today. As you mentioned, all 5 starters averaging double figures. He was shut out yesterday and fouled out of the game.
And inside the first 2 points of the game for ROCORI, Paul Taylor, the center, with the basket.
ROCORI already looks more relaxed and confident than they did yesterday, coming out trying to beat Willmar for the 3rd time this season.
Dean Randa, number 12, trying to go down low, and the turnaround shot is blocked by Taylor. Shot put up by Rich Peterson for Cloquet. Back on the run come the ROCORI Spartans, the only unbeaten team left in AA. They to survive a real scare yesterday from Willmar to stay that way.
Cloquet coming out in man-to-man defense. ROCORI setting up in a flex offense.
Lindquist picking up the foul there. Ehrlichman was a big player for them yesterday. Coach Bob Brink made the remarks after the game that his guards wanted for him. Akravic and Ehrlichman really came to life late and overcame Willmar. There's the little bump by Lindquist.
Here's Taylor with a second shot and second basket for ROCORI by Paul Taylor, the senior. And so ROCORI off to a 4-0 lead. And a ball off the knee of Giacomini picked up, and a foul going to be called on Lindquist.
2 quick ones on Lindquist, and he was their most effective player yesterday, so that's not a good sign for Cloquet. Also, I think for them to be in the game, they're going to have to hold ROCORI's shooting percentage down, and the Spartans have hit their first 2.
Well, it looks like Cloquet is coming out aggressively in their man-to-man defense, and I think they realize that they play good defense, they may have a shot. I don't think you consider them as high-powered of an offensive team as ROCORI.
No question, a key now for Cloquet, because Lindquist was their leader, their man who took charge in the closing minutes against St. Thomas, and now he has 2 fouls, and there's a basket for Hollis. And Hollis, who didn't score a point yesterday because of foul difficulties, gets a hoop here, and ROCORI leads 6-0. Dean Randa. Lindquist. Ball batted away. Ehrlichman with a steal. Has people ahead of him. It's Akravic right side. Taylor inside. And his pass out stolen. Back from the Lumberjacks to run. Giacomini. Ball slapped away by Ehrlichman. Will come back in to Cloquet. But we'll have a timeout. And we have played exactly 2 minutes of our 1988 boys basketball tournament. ROCORI leads 6-0.
If you think it's okay to smoke cigarettes because most everybody else does, there's something you might want to know. Most everybody else doesn't. If you're thinking of smoking cigarettes, there's something you might want to know. The smell gets in your clothes.
Did you know that there's a frozen pizza that has 50% more toppings than Domino's or Pizza Hut pizza? And twice the toppings of our regular frozen pizza? It's called Twice Top Tony's Pizza because it's piled high with real cheese, sausage, pepperoni, and the finest vegetables. So when you're in the freezer section at your store, look for Twice Top Tony's Pizza. We're doing all we can to help you remember the name. Twice Top Tony's Pizza.
On the left is Bob Brink, 491 wins in his coaching, actually 492 now in his coaching career, spanning 26 years. On the right is Jerry Erickson, the Cloquet coach.
Giacomini passing the ball and needs to have a better game. He's their leading scorer, and to their credit, they won a ball game where he went 1 for 12 from the field yesterday.
Cloquet in purple with it. ROCORI in white leading 6-0. Lindquist. Oh, did the roulette wheel spin and came out.
Gonzalez snapping off the rebound. He's playing a lot harder today.
Ehrlichman, nice spin on Lindquist, and the ball winds up right in the hands of Taylor. Well, that's luck for you. 2 points. So Taylor has 6.
Cloquet played good defense. They collapsed in the middle. Breaks didn't go their way.
Randa to Giacomini, another one that goes in and out. Then the ball was almost tipped in the basket by Akravic. And finally, the Ball coming out with Sorensen who gets the basket. Stu Sorensen for Cloquet puts them on the board. And it's an 8-2 ROCORI lead.
Ehrlichman kind of soothing his upper lip there. He was back pretty good when he took it down the lane the last time.
Oh, nice move by Kaler. Missed the shot. Makovic will be called for a swipe foul on the rebound.
First foul against ROCORI. Cloquet has picked up a couple of them, both on Lindquist. There's the shot taken and missed by Kaler. And there you see Akravic coming over to hit Giacomini.
Oh, we played 3 minutes and 15 seconds. And it's 8-2 in favor of ROCORI. Oh, nice steal there as Ehrlichman was poked from behind, slapped it away. And it cannot be saved by Giacomini for Cloquet. Out of bounds, it'll be ROCORI ball. I just realized you really have to crane your neck to see the scoreboard here. The players in the closing seconds of quarters are really going to be in bad shape.
It may not be a bad idea in the future to have a couple of temporary scoreboards brought in.
Certainly help the players to have scoreboards at the ends of the court so that they would know what time is left in the quarters. Alice with the hoop.
Well, those end scoreboards at Williams Arena have just gone in within the last couple of years. They had a similar problem over there.
10-2 in favor of ROCORI.
ROCORI in a big 2-3 zone, really coming out and contesting the shots.
Three-pointer by Giacomini.
We'll need more of that against the zone. I'm sure that ROCORI watched Cloquet's performance yesterday, which was not a good shooting ball game for them, and decided that if they're going to shoot that way, we'll pack it in tight.
Giacomini averages 14 a game, Lindquist 13 a game. That's the bulk of the offense for Cloquet. Jeff Voigt, ROCORI's leading scorer, been quiet thus far. Now Akravic. Hollis feeding Kaler, and the ball hits the bottom of the backboard, goes out of bounds. And that'll bring us to another timeout. So we'll break with 3:22 to go in the first quarter of our Class AA semifinal game, and ROCORI leads 10-5.
Electricity. The comfortable, convenient, 100% efficient, safe heat for every family. Now, through incredibly low off-peak rates from your electric cooperative, electric home and water heating is affordable for the budget of any home. Ask your electric cooperative about their low off-peak rates.
Why does Nissan call the new hardbody special special? Because it has 10 special features, even an AM/FM stereo cassette system. And it's specially priced to save you $1,000. Now that's pretty special. Oh, we forgot something. Right now you can get $500 cash back from Nissan with the hardbody special. So you save up to a total of $1,500.
See your nearby Nissan dealer for details.
KMSP has purchased the broadcast rights to the 1988 Minnesota State High School basketball tournament. No broadcast, rebroadcast, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this copyrighted telecast is permitted without the written authority of KMSP Television and the Minnesota State High School League.
There's Bob Brink, and his team was on the brink yesterday. Willmar played a fine ball game against ROCORI and seemed to have him down and out. The Spartans really took over in the fourth quarter in the overtime to win. Drive there and a miss by Cloquet's Giacomini, and the rebound to Kaler. ROCORI has it. Akravic off the screen. Hits the turnaround jump over the shorter man and Dean Randa. Akravic with about 5-inch height advantage there. No trouble getting a shot off.
No matter who Cloquet puts down with the starting guards, Lindquist is only 5'9", bigger than Randa. He's going to be able to get that shot off. I'm sure Coach Brink told him in the timeout. Oh, let's keep going. Lindquist answers.
Now, right now, that's the only thing keeping Cloquet in the game here is it hit 2 long three-pointers. ROCORI leading 12-8. And there's Jeff Voigt's first points of this game. He had 19 yesterday.
All of ROCORI's big men can shoot well from the outside, it seems.
Reach in foul on Ehrlichman. Oh, it's amazing. Janet, how many teams did you play on in your basketball career? High school level, where all 5 starters average double figures.
Not very many. Not very many. Usually
it's hard to do when one player's averaging 35.
And taking all the shots, right?
Hey.
So look at Lindquist knocking one down cleanly from three-point land.
Randa. Three-pointer is short. Offensive rebound, though, by Peterson, and that's Sorensen, and he's fouled and will go to the line. But that balance we talked about is so hard to achieve, isn't it, Janet?
It really is difficult to achieve, and Cloquet is going to need to have a balanced effort here today. They're doing a nice job of getting the outside shots against this zone. And there's the inside.
Yeah, Giacomini got in there a little while back and missed it. Sorensen also knifed his way in there, and he picked up the foul.
They're aggressive, though. They hit the boards hard.
They're as scrappy as can be, and that's, of course, the way they're going to have to play to be in this game with ROCORI.
14-9, ROCORI leading after one foul shot from Stu Sorensen. 1:40 remaining in the first quarter. Jeff Boyd with the left, and he's fouled by Giacomini.
Well, I know for a fact that the ROCORI players are excited to be here. I'm on the same floor of them at the hotel, and they were singing all morning and all night, I'm afraid.
Akravic, boy, just missed hitting the basket support on the inbounds. I'm also interested to see these smaller backboards used here at the Civic Center. Does that make a difference for the players?
I think it does. It depends on what you're used to playing on. Most high school players are used to playing on the fan-shaped backboards that we have here. Especially in your backboard shots, and you use the glass. It's a different look.
Would it be more helpful then for the players to have the backboards that were at Williams yesterday, or the girls out at Met Center last weekend, the bigger one? Does it make a difference?
Probably not that much of a difference. Obviously, they'd probably play on the fan-shaped more than the square backboards. But certainly, if they're going to go to college and play, they're going to have to make the change.
Dean Randa of Cloquet picks up the foul with 58 seconds to go in the first quarter. A 5-point lead for ROCORI. In white, they have the ball.
Dean Randa must be the defensive star, because yesterday he held Brzyzka of St. Thomas down. Today he's watching Akravic very well.
That's where ROCORI's so tough. Concentrate on one and somebody else will burn. Jeff Boyd with 4. It's 16-9, ROCORI. Nice bounce pass down low, and a better feed over to the basket to Peterson. Randa gave Sorensen a great bounce, and Sorensen makes a better pass. Peterson for the hoop. And Randa called for a reach-in foul as you see the time remaining in the first quarter.
Now the fouls are starting to stack up. Now both starting guards with 2 fouls, and they haven't been the good kind. They've both been out away from the basket where they're just hand-checking or trying to swipe and steal the ball, and that could cost them as they go on. Kelly coming in now for Cloquet, replacing Randa. Be interesting to see how he matches up. He undoubtedly will have to guard Ehrlichman, and Lindquist will switch over to Akravic.
Akravic missing the front end, so Cloquet may get the last shot here. Mark Lindquist does not get the roll, and then Alice reaching over the top spikes the rebound out with 3 seconds remaining. Kelly at 5'5" will inbound. He had 2 big 3-pointers against St. Thomas yesterday. Oh, and Giacomini banks in a 3 at the buzzer. How about that?
Take a look again as Giacomini, not much he could do. Good defense, he just had to try to force it up there. And of course, ROCORI didn't want to foul in that situation. And he takes it once off the glass. And it's a 2-point game at the quarter.
Well, they're getting the bounces that they need on the three so far. Cloquet is down just 2 after 1 quarter in the boys basketball tournament.
I'm George Latimer. Exercise your home state pride by supporting Minnesota companies. It's a contribution toward a stronger state economy and your future.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jim Cott. And I'm Ted Robinson. Between the two of us, we have 283 wins. Close enough. That's right. This year, we'll be teaming up to bring you all the play-by-play of the world champion Minnesota Twins.
From the first pitch of spring training to the last out of the season, we'll bring you the score. Joining us in the booth will be John Gordon.
KMSP-TV, home of the world champion Minnesota Twins.
Come on, everybody, do that kick. Help kick, milk that kick. The hard man pours it on real tall. Staying in shape, milk's a part of it all. Milk! From big city slickers to wheat field kickers, America's favorite help kick, milk.
All right. It's Friday, which means it's time for our Royal Crown Coal Attorney Trivia Quiz.
What's that say? Edgerton.
What year did Edgerton out of southwestern Minnesota win the boys tournament championship? You know, Jim? You look like you know.
I know.
Jim
I'm
knows.
not telling for a while. Richie Olson was the boyish coach at that time. Later went up to Virginia and brought a team down to the state tournament. Virginia, Minnesota, that is.
They have remained the darling of the tournament.
Ever since,
Years?
people talk about Tiny Edgerton. And that's now 20-some years ago. Oh, I almost slipped and gave the answer.
Well, stay with us a little while. We'll give you the answer. Cloquet got that last 3, and they get the ball back to start the second quarter, and now a foul on Kaler.
ROCORI coming out in a man-to-man here. And an aggressive one. As Kaler picks up the foul on the reach.
Is first, and the team's fourth.
Cloquet staying in the game in the first quarter after ROCORI scored the first 8. Cloquet used 3 3-pointers in the first quarter to their benefit.
Maybe we didn't give them enough credit yesterday. The game was choppy, frankly, and neither team shot well. But, of course, you don't get to the state tournament shooting that poorly, and Cloquet's having a better shooting game today. They're now in front.
Well, one way you can beat a team that's better than you are, and ROCORI has more talent, I think we'd all be in agreement on that, is to do just what they've done. Now it's 4 3-pointers already. Cloquet leads this game by a point.
I think that's the reason why ROCORI has made that defensive change, coming out into a man-to-man.
And, of course, what Cloquet does now you get ROCORI looking around a little bit. They came out, scored the first 8, and think, hey, they can just mail this one in.
ROCORI substitution number 20, Darren Babcock.
Now ROCORI brings in Darren Babcock, number 20, replacing Ehrlichman. Ackerbeck, hey, nice little play there by Randa. Knocks the ball out of his hand as he's going up for a shot. If there's any Achilles heel for ROCORI to watch today, it might be their bench. ROCORI got 0 points from their bench yesterday in their win over Willmar. Ackerbeck, ball knocked away again. And Giacomini called for the foul. Defending against Kevin Ollis. That'll be the second foul on Giacomini. So now you have Lindquist sitting on the bench with 2. Randa and Giacomini playing with 2. And those really are probably the 3 most important players to the Cloquet team.
Well, ROCORI was in foul trouble yesterday and managed to stay foul-free virtually throughout the fourth quarter with their front line. And although Ollis did fall out, they were able to protect Boyd and Kaler and come out with a win. Maybe Cloquet can do the same today. Cloquet goes about 7 deep. They've brought Kelly off the bench as their first guard substitute, and Andy Martinson will no doubt see action. He played quite a bit yesterday.
2 foul shots by Jeff Boyd. He now has 6, and ROCORI has the lead back by a point. Nice pass from Giacomini, and then a better block there by Ollis, but the rebound's put back in.
Cloquet is out hustling ROCORI right now. Getting second chances.
Rich Peterson, the basket. Okay, by a point, 19-18. 6:20 to go in the half. Nice spot inside by Ackervick, but Boyd can't get a shot up. ROCORI will keep the ball.
3 people converging, and that's what they have to do to stop ROCORI. They've got a bigger team to the Spartans.
Ackervick's doing a nice job of attacking and penetrating to the basket. And that's really what you have to do when Cloquet is coming out in such great pressure.
And Randa strips the ball from Ackervick. And you're going to get a foul, diving for the loose ball on Rich Peterson. Okay, one thing we noticed yesterday at Williams, when Ehrlichman's out and Ackervick has to handle the ball, that can happen.
Ackervick tried to cross over in front of himself there, and Randa with the quick hands knocked it loose. And Peterson with a hustle foul. That's not a bad foul. Gary Erickson won't object to that. There he is going for the ball, and he knifes in and blocks Ackervick. Or Kahlert, rather.
Kahlert shooting 1-1 immediately after that play. Bob Brink inserts Ehrlichman back in the game, and replacing Ackervick. Ackervick was the point guard earlier in the year for ROCORI. Then when they put Ehrlichman in about 8 or 9 games into the season, they really took off as a team.
Well, Kahlert continuing with his good free throw shooting. He was 6 for 7 yesterday.
He now has 8 points, and ROCORI leads by 1 again, 2 minutes into the second quarter. Kelly. Giacomini. That 3, yes, another 3 by Tim Giacomini. That's the 5th three-point basket of the game thus far for Cloquet, and Giacomini has 4 of them. Ehrlichman back for ROCORI, can't put it in, and the rebound will be ROCORI's ball again. That gets us to timeout with 5:29 to play in the first half. 4 three-point baskets by Tim Giacomini of Cloquet, and the Lumberjacks lead unbeaten ROCORI by 2.
Well, what can we do for you?
My name is John, and I'd like to employ.
When you go to some banks to borrow money, the way you're treated is almost criminal.
What do you want the money for?
Well, I'd like to buy a...
What makes you think we should give you the money?
Well, I thought you were the ones who had it. What is this?
Just sign it.
What?
Escape to TCF. We'll give you an answer within 8 hours on all kinds of loans.
How long will it take?
We'll get back to you.
Have you heard about this left brain, right brain stuff? Hey, take this steak. The left brain is supposed to understand that in a balanced, varied diet, a lean, trim, 3-ounce portion can easily fit within the leading dietary guidelines. That's logical. The right brain just knows it's good. That's emotional. Nice thing about sirloin, makes the whole brain happy. Beef, real food for real people.
Well, Tim Giacomini evidently can read the box score, too. He didn't like seeing a 1 for 12 in there. He knows he's a much better player, and that is 4, count them 4 from three-point range. And Cloquet has a 2-point lead here with 5:29 to go in the half.
Well, he's been getting his shot off quickly, and ROCORI's been right in his face, but he's been knocking him down.
Inbound by ROCORI. Ackervick back in the game along with Ehrlichman, the 2 guards. Bob Brink may say that's about enough of this fooling around now. He may just put somebody right inside Giacomini's shirt. Not let him get a shot. That'll be out of bounds off Cloquet.
Good thing Kahlert didn't get to that ball. He dove trying to save it, but did not touch it.
Sometimes it's hard to know. You didn't actually see who the ball was hit off, if you should go after it or not.
I like the way a lot of the ROCORI players can use their left hand. They've got a lot of guys that can go the other way with the dribble when they have to.
Good screening out by Cloquet, and ROCORI isn't doing that on the other end.
Stu Sorensen with it, with the rebound. And Giacomini is fouled by Ackervick. That will be the 2nd foul on Brian Ackervick of ROCORI. As Mark Lindquist returns now for Cloquet, and he replaces Peterson. And ROCORI going to their bench. And they will be bringing on Brian Gerger, 6'5" junior, who started early in the year, and he'll replace Kaler.
Very interesting now for Cloquet. They have Kelly at 5'5", Lindquist at 5'9", and Randa at 5'9", all in the lineup together. Maybe to counter ROCORI's three-guard attack. They've got Babcock, Akravic, and Ehrlichman all in the game.
I think that's exactly right. I think that was a reaction substitution. Well, meanwhile, Tim Giacomini has 14 points in the first half. That's his season average per game. And look at this. Cloquet is leading by 4 points. Very many people who were at Williams Arena yesterday would have expected this to be happening. And a kick ball there.
Kind of lazy with their passes. Ehrlichman sort of nonchalant at one hand going after the pass by Akravic, and it was slapped away. They were fortunate they didn't get another turnover.
But you know, we saw this again with ROCORI yesterday. They went through a stretch against Willmar where they seemed to be playing not to lose, playing tentatively. And there's a steal by Lindquist on the right wing. Lindquist to Pat Kelly. And the turnaround is
the left hand.
By Stu Sorensen.
Nice little jump hook.
And Cloquet leads by 6, and they're not relenting on the pressure at all as Kelly hounds Ehrlichman all the way up the floor. Ryan Akravic and Ehrlichman, and he hits it for ROCORI, two-pointer. Now, before that basket, Cloquet was on a 26-12 run after ROCORI had scored first 8 points in his game.
Cloquet showing much better offense, obviously, than they did yesterday. Giacomini gets it inside.
He took 2 Spartans out with him. Nice, strong drive to the basket.
How else do you beat a highly rated team? You got to have one guy maybe play out of his mind. Giacomini's starting on that road with a 16-point first half already. Ehrlichman got away with turning it over there. Babcock. Cloquet by 6, 3:15 to go in the half, and a telegraph pass and a steal. Nice anticipation by Sorensen.
Wide open.
Randa. Two-pointer. He lined up, but he was on the arc.
They're on a run, and ROCORI needs a timeout, and they're going to take one.
Well, there's not much you can do if you're Bob Brink when when Cloquet starts shooting the lights out like that either.
We've got to come out and guard him. Randa was wide open on that one. Uncontested shot.
3 minutes even to go in the first half. Cloquet leads ROCORI by 8 at the boys basketball tournament.
There are some people who like the taste of Coke. And yes, there are some people who like the taste of Pepsi. But there will always be some people who go out of their way for the great taste of RC Cola.
Hello, I'm Lee Carlson, president of Maine Motors Chevrolet Cadillac and RV Center in Anoka, here to talk to you about used cars and trucks. We have a huge selection adjacent to our new car showroom, many sale price from $29.95 to $69.95, and lots of late model cars and trucks on sale too. Remember, if you want a quality used car or truck, low payments with no money down, call 421-2700. You owe it to yourself to shop and compare at Maine Motors in Anoka.
Take a look at the aggressive defense of Cloquet. Akravic in trouble, tries to dump it down low to Alice, but Sorensen is there, picks it off, and starts Cloquet coming back the other way. It ended in a jumper for Randa, which produced an 8-point lead for the Lumberjacks.
Textbook defense there by Cloquet. That's exactly how you teach the kids and how the ball would move.
They've really been helping each other out. Giacomini got beat. Came over to help rather and left his man. Sorensen, of course, rotating, and they've been playing excellent defense, really putting a lot of pressure on the ball. ROCORI having a difficult time with their offense.
Boyd with the basket, the miss there by Peterson, and a rebound foul is called on Cloquet.
It's a bad break for Cloquet on that one. Giacomini had that ball on the wing, drew 2.5 defenders here, and was able to get it inside to Sorensen. He made that left-hander once before, missed it this time, and crashed into Kaler on the rebound.
That's exactly right, boy. That was what Cloquet wants. If Giacomini's going to get all his defenders on him, a little 3-footer inside. Instead, we go the other end, and Kaler shoots the 1-and-1 for ROCORI at 2:31 to go in the first half.
Sorensen's only 6'2", but with that little left-hand roll there, that's a tough shot to defend if he's putting it in.
And again, something else to be cognizant of. We've got a long time here now for Lindquist, Randa, and Giacomini, and they all have 2 fouls. ROCORI been unable to take advantage of that thus far.
Well, during that last timeout, Bob Rink put Voigt and Taylor back in the game, the starting 5, and I'm sure they got a stern lecture about how they should be dominating inside, and they haven't been so far. They have cut the lead in half since that timeout, from 30 to 22 to 30 to 26.
Lindquist missing a 3, ball packed out, and here's Akravic. Oh, nice, tough shot after Lindquist made a fine defensive play, hustling back without fouling. Oh, ROCORI back within 2 now, and we've got an intentional foul call on Ehrlichman.
I did not see that. It was away from the ball. Ehrlichman guarding Randa. Let's see the last break. Kaler did a nice job to knock this ball out. He couldn't rebound and batted it ahead to Akravic. It looked like a 2-on-1, but Akravic was able to rescue it and still get the basket.
Right up, got away with a foul there. Lindquist did.
Well, that's an interesting call now.
I didn't see it either. Did you see, Janet?
I sure didn't. It was on the side of Giacomini. They're really trying to play him tough.
Official Mike Spanier very demonstrative in his call against Ehrlichman.
And the rule, for those who aren't familiar, intentional foul is 2 free throws plus possession of the ball automatically. In this case, Cloquet had the ball anyway. They made 1 foul shot to Peterson. They get the ball back, leading by 3 with 1:50 to go in the first half. Giacomini short, and Akravic rips down the rebound.
Giacomini could have had a nice open shot if he could have gotten a decent pass in a position where he could shoot the ball.
Hollis open, foul line. And ROCORI is now back within a point on the basket by Kevin Hollis.
Corey back in the zone now.
Also move inside, tied up ball, a possession arrow to Cloquet.
Ehrlichman and Akravic do a nice job on the front of that 2-3 zone and trapping and forcing the Cloquet offense further away from the basket. But Cloquet's been able to get the ball in the paint pretty effectively.
They've got a couple of muscle guys there, Sorensen and Peterson, who certainly aren't shy about it.
Less than a minute now in the half. Harry Williams will join us at halftime. Finally, it is Sorensen missing, and ball comes out to Dean Randa. So the Lumberjacks get another crack at it. 40 seconds. They're really on Giacomini, and he makes it anyway. You see ROCORI's whole defense slanting towards Giacomini, who has 18 first half points. 25 seconds.
ROCORI trying to free someone up by sitting. A lot of off-the-ball picks.
There you see the time lower right. Taylor, nice move, and he got the foul. They'll call it on the floor. It's kind of an unfair call. Now, that's one call in basketball. It's a bad call that officials should not make. That penalizes the offensive player for a fine move. They call it a foul on the court and only give the player a 1-and-1.
If they're in the bonus situation.
Right. That penalizes the offensive player for a fine move, and a referee should use judgment on that and understand that the player is going to make a move to the basket.
Yeah, many times you'll see, especially at higher levels of basketball, the defensive player will deliberately make the foul because he knows it's not going to be a shooting foul. He knows he's beaten.
But not all of life is fair.
Babcock coming in for Akravic, who has 2 fouls. They don't want to pick up 3 here in the last 9 seconds of chasing around after that last shot.
A break there for Cloquet. See if they can capitalize one more time. Owen Lindquist had a good shot at it there and almost put it home. Well, the first half is quite a surprise to a lot of folks here at Williams Arena, or at St. Paul Civic Center. I'm sure that Mark Lindquist and his Cloquet teammates are not surprised, believing very strongly in their abilities. But they're playing an unbeaten #1 ranked team in the state, the ROCORI Spartans, and at halftime at the St. Paul Civic Center, it is the Cloquet Lumberjacks leading the ROCORI Spartans 33-30. Will return to the boys basketball tournament.
Sometimes seems like this is the only way to get money out of your bank. Escape to TCF. With Command Credit, you can write yourself a loan anytime. And the interest may be deductible under the new tax code. See your tax advisor.
Howdy. Diversified Energies Incorporated is a Minnesota-based family of companies that includes Enscan, E.F. Johnson Company, Dyco Petroleum, and the comfort of natural gas from Minigasco.
All in all, it was a pretty average day. 4 showers were taken, and 1 bath. 3 meals were cooked, and 2 loads of laundry were washed and dried, while everyone stayed warm and comfortable. The cost of all that natural gas? For the Minigasco customer, less than the same amount cost 5 years ago. Now, who says everything is more expensive these days?
When the Salvation Army found me, I had no job, no money, and no hope. But their adult rehabilitation program turned my life around. Today, I have faith in God, faith in myself, and plenty of hope.
Give more stories like this one a happy ending. Donate your repairable items to the Salvation Army.
This is Perry Williams back at the St. Paul Civic Center. There you see our score at halftime of the Class AA semifinal matchup. Cloquet leading ROCORI by the score of 33-30. But if you were with us yesterday at Williams Arena, you saw that ROCORI team, ranked #1 in the state, come from behind dramatically and reach that semifinal win. So a good first half of basketball. Cloquet winning up by 3. We did have some consolation games played earlier this morning here at the St. Paul Civic Center. We'll take a look at those results. In the first Class AA consolation game, Willmar beat St. Thomas by the score of 64-49. That was followed up by a victory by Apple Valley, 66-59 over Forest Lake. Now, the Class A consolation games were played at St. Thomas College. And in the first matchup there, you see Waseca over the Bertha Hewitt Bears by the score of 95-69. And then LeSueur defeated Southwest Minnesota's Christian by the score of 86-55. The consolation championship games will be played here tomorrow morning at the St. Paul Civic Center. One of the big surprises in the Class AA tournament this year was St. Thomas Academy. The cadets rallied time and time again to reach the state tournament. Here's a closer look at St. Thomas Academy.
St. Thomas Academy is an independent Catholic day school for young men in the 7th through 12th grades. The school is immensely proud of its century-old tradition of excellence in faculty, curriculum, and student performance. It sets as its standard in every aspect of its operations to be second to no other college preparatory school. Its pervasive emphasis on values teaches young men the ethical and moral dimensions of our lives. St. Thomas Academy offers this educational opportunity to students capable of accepting its challenge without regard to their social, economic, racial, religious, or ethnic backgrounds. To this end, it has a substantial program of financial assistance, funded mainly through the support of a large and loyal group of parents, alumni, and friends. In addition to the broad-based academic foundation offered each student, The Academy provides the opportunity to develop leadership skills so that the graduate can move on from St. Thomas, confident that he is not only equipped to meet the challenge, but to demonstrate such capabilities of thought and action that he is recognized as a leader in his community.
Well, a closer look at St. Thomas Academy. Congratulations to the cadets. They finished their season 11-14, but that included a trip to the 1988 Minnesota Boys State Tournament. More with halftime festivities after this. Cloquet leads it by 3.
Now you can protect your dog and the beauty of your property with invisible fencing. If your dog starts to stray, a special collar makes a sound he's been trained to obey. Invisible fencing is university-tested, veterinarian-approved, far more affordable than conventional fencing. And it comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Invisible fencing, it works like nothing you've ever seen.
Call 894-5100 for your free estimate. 894-5100.
Dairy Queen, an American original, invites you to go fishing and hook into our Dairy Queen fish fillet sandwich for just 99 cents. Not a square block, but a fresh fillet with a crunchy crumb-style breading on the outside, tender, flaky whitefish on the inside. The fish fillet sandwich, a real catch, just 99 cents at Dairy Queen, an American original.
Talk to me. Talk to me.
Talk to me.
Talk to me.
Talk to lots of neat people on the Twin Cities Wild 24-hour party line, Live Wire. 1-976-5050. Call to make new friends, to make a date, to hear a friendly voice, or just to talk. 1-976-5050. Talk to me now.
Barry Williams back at the St. Paul Civic Center. Now let's go over to Jim Gillen with a special guest. Gilly?
Well, we're with John Bartz, assistant director of the league, and John, quick quiz here. What day is it?
Pardon?
What day is it? You know,
I don't know.
Friday?
I'm not so sure myself. I think it is Friday, though.
I know that
One more day to go.
You're very busy. You were up till midnight with us at Williams Arena, and you were back here a little earlier than us. The consolation play getting underway early this morning, but it's kind of a new twist to the tournament this year. You were at Williams Arena yesterday, and in that evening session particularly, there were 4 new teams, 4 first-timers, and that's good to see, isn't it?
That's right. We could tell on the advanced ticket sale that we had some new blood in the tournament, because we had a great advanced sale from those schools that hadn't been in the tournament before. So
that Lake South Conference has become notoriously strong. We saw some good games there and anticipate that Osseo Armstrong game this afternoon, but I wanted to get your opinion on this game here. Well, as we were walking out yesterday, most everybody was saying ROCORI, and I think maybe ROCORI heard it themselves and Cloquet heard it and decided to do something about it.
I think that's why high school athletics are so great. Everybody felt that way, but today it's a new ball game, and it looks like Cloquet is shooting the eyes out of the bucket, and that's the difference.
Well, as we get through the tournament here now, what become your concerns? I know that you got to keep things functioning smoothly. We're not even halfway there yet, but what goes on now?
Well, I was over at Williams all day yesterday running the tournament, and then I came back this morning, 8 o'clock, met with a group of 8 officials that we're using for the Friday-Saturday tournament now. And my other responsibility is tickets. But tickets is not like the hockey tournament because there's always some available. So it's not quite that big a problem, but it's that day-to-day thing.
It's a little different with the officials this year with the formatting. I know some of them last year would work 2 games one day and then be done. Yesterday they only worked 1 game. What was the thinking there?
Well, we tried to bring in 8 new officials. We're trying to give more people the opportunity to officiate at this level. We have 1,500 basketball officials registered in the state of Minnesota, and actually everybody wants to officiate at this level, and we just thought it would be an opportunity to give us a few more officials. So we're working with 72 officials, different officials between the boys and girls tournament. So it's giving some people an opportunity to work at the state high school level.
Well, that formula is working well so far. John, We're almost halfway through it, and great excitement ahead. We'll go back to Perry now.
Thanks, Jim. Cloquet, the Lumberjacks, hoping they can chop down the Spartans of ROCORI. They lead it by 3. Second half action coming up here at the St. Paul Civic Center.
Don't get soaked at the sports show. Glib, high-pressure sales pitches could be costly. When you're ready for the boat you really want, Midwest Outlet Marine is where the boats are best and the savings are greatest. 13-foot bluefin fishing rig 9.9 motor plus trailer, $15.99. 19-foot Raven with a cuddy cabin 130 IO Merc Cruiser, $99.95. Full-value boat motor and trailer packages from Bluefin, Eagle, and Raven displayed in an honest and relaxed setting. Don't get soaked. Shop Midwest Outlet Marine, Highway 169, Shakopee.
3 days and it's history. Magic Chef's biggest ever truckload sale will be packed up and gone with big savings on Magic Chef washers and dryers, refrigerators, gas and electric ranges, microwave ovens and dishwashers. Gone with no finance charges. That's right, 0% interest, 12 months to pay, and cash bonuses up to $500 from Magic Chef. This is one-time history, won't repeat itself.
Now at Warner Stallion in St. Paul and Minneapolis.
I'm Dick Boyle. A strong state economy keeps Minnesotans working. So join me in supporting Minnesota companies and the products they make. Buy Minnesota.
This is KMSP TV, Minneapolis, St. Paul.
Halftime at the St. Paul Civic Center. Cloquet leads ROCORI 33-30. You know, if we were such experts, if we were as smart as we believe, we wouldn't even need to play these games. We could just tell you before the game who's going to win, right, Janet? We tried to today.
That's right. ROCORI may have thought, too, from yesterday's performance that Cloquet wasn't that good of a team, but they have really come out firing today, and they're really killing ROCORI from three-point range. ROCORI is shooting 71% from the field, but Cloquet has had 10 more shot attempts and has really done a good job from the three-point range, shooting 5 for 8.
Yeah, look at the numbers, and the fact that ROCORI is shooting 71% and trailing in this game is hard to believe. But Cloquet has made, what you don't see there, they've made 5 three-point baskets. ROCORI has made none.
Of course, led by Tim Giacomini, 4 for 4 from three-point range. They're going to have to do something to try to contain him. He has been deadly from the outside.
Giacomini with 18 points for Cloquet, and Paul Kaler leading ROCORI with 10. So at halftime, Cloquet leads ROCORI by a score of 33-30, and we'll return with the second half of the St. Paul Civic Center in a moment on the 1988 Boys Basketball Tournament.
My folks make sure I get a good breakfast. You know, plenty of fiber and all that stuff. Also, they buy me nice school clothes. They got me a computer, a video camera, a compact disc player. But the problem is, hardly any of this stuff can really help me with my schoolwork.
There is something you could have which would help you a lot. Do you know what that is?
No, but I'm afraid you're going to tell me.
Yes. It's the new Encyclopedia Britannica.
Encyclopedia Britannica. Now you tell me. I've got a report due tomorrow.
On what?
On the exploration of space.
Take a look at this. From the first beeps of Sputnik to the triumph of the Apollo moon landing.
Hey, I'm impressed. This way, I wouldn't have to worry about getting to the library. It's right in my own home.
Day and night.
All right. Well, since this has turned out to be a Britannica commercial, I guess you're going to tell me how somebody could get a set.
Actually, I thought I might, yes.
And I suppose you're going to throw one of those 800 numbers up on the screen. Am I right?
Might as well.
And there it is.
To find out how you can own the Encyclopedia Britannica, just call this toll-free number and we'll send you this free booklet telling you everything you need to know about your key to the information age.
I'm typing it into my computer so I won't forget it.
Good. And just for previewing Britannica in your home, your family will receive this 3-volume desk reference set.
Do we get to keep it?
Yes. So if you would be interested in owning the new Britannica...
I'm thinking it over.
Just call this number. Encyclopedia Britannica, the library that never closes.
I thought it was my key to the information age.
It's both, actually.
Number 1 ranked, undefeated ROCORI Spartans, down 3 at the half, but they were down 10 with about a minute to go in the third quarter to Willmar yesterday. Came back to win the game. But one thing I'd like to find out, these uniforms are something. ROCORI, they're eye-openers.
They're unique.
They look like maybe the players had a hand in designing them or something. You wouldn't think that the conservative administration would select those themselves.
Which town of the 3 is going to take credit for them?
Off Ackervick.
Cloquet with the ball back. In the first half, Lindquist had only 3 points. He made 1 3-point basket. This man, Giacomini, 34, had 18, including 4 for 4 from three-point land. Corey starting in his zone. Cloquet. Here's Sorensen, left-hander in and out. Akravic does a nice job, but can't hold on to the rebound. And Sorensen on a second try puts it home.
Sometimes when a team's eager to get back in the game, they're more susceptible to leaving their feet, and Peterson faked them into the air twice. Got the second one to fall.
Lindquist playing up on Ehrlichman. Hollis going to his left. Nice drive off the screen. Kevin Hollis with the layup. It's 8 points now for Hollis. A 3-point Cloquet lead again. Giacomini inside for Peterson, slapped away.
Well, Giacomini's certainly going to draw a crowd wherever he goes.
A look at Cloquet, battle inside, and finally Hollis pulls it down. So back comes ROCORI. And Ehrlichman, yes.
He went in there like a running back, and if I'm not mistaken, that's what he does during the fall at ROCORI High. They had a good football team. Taking Lindquist, trying to knife through there. A lot of times he's looking for a pass, but just too much traffic in there. And Cloquet set up well and drew the charge.
That's 3 fouls now on Craig Ehrlichman, number 22 for ROCORI. And the ball spins and drops for Hollis.
Hollis responsible for the steal on the other end, doing a nice job knocking the ball away down low.
Foul inside and a 1-point Cloquet lead. Bodies all over the deck. Hollis fouling.
Sorensen very tough, and he uses those arms well, just kind of clearing himself. He's got a lot of good fakes. And Hollis picks up the foul. Bob Brink a little bit concerned.
So Sorensen will shoot 2. He's been the one source of muscle for Cloquet, Janet. He's been tough in there.
He really has been strong inside. He averages about 11 a game. But he and Giacomini and Rich Peterson really crash the offensive boards. Really impressed by their efforts.
So it still remains a 1-point Cloquet lead after 2 missed foul shots. ROCORI going for the lead, and Boyd comes down out of bounds with the ball on his offensive follow, and Cloquet gets it back.
Boyd looked a little too eager to do something on that play. He's a good player, and he generally converts when he's open, but Cloquet knows that, and they did a good job of checking him there.
They've got Giacomini. 2 men wherever he goes, and if Sorensen has been able to pick up a lot of shots, the ball is out to Randa.
Well, as soon as Giacomini recognizes that he's double teamed, he should reverse the ball quickly and find the open man.
Sorensen, block and a foul on Taylor.
Okay, out hustling again. Got the rebound. Did Peterson off the missed shot by Sorensen. Giacomini's doubled, so Sorensen decides to take it. Peterson is there. Taylor bellies him a little bit there as he goes up to try to block. Here's Peterson, the biggest man in the Cloquet lineup at 6'5".
Rich Peterson averaged 5.5 a game, and now Cloquet missing some foul shots that's hurting. 5 minutes exactly to go in the 3rd quarter. The Lumberjacks leading by a point. Now by 2. Ryan Akravic lost the dribble, and here's Randa out with it. And that's going to be a charging foul.
Hollis has been the best player really today. He's done the things that are within his role. Here he sets up nicely, and Miranda elbows him in the chops, among other things.
Miranda sits as he picks up his third foul on a charge. And back comes ROCORI. Steve Holtus, number 24, is in for the first time for ROCORI. He's playing in the backcourt now with Ackerman. Jeff Voigt. Hands up! Foul on Pat Kelly, 14.
Fourth team foul on Cloquet, so ROCORI goes 1-1 after this. Just one team foul. Oh, I'm sorry, I had it the other way around. 2 fouls on Cloquet, 3 on ROCORI.
And that gets us to a timeout with 4:28 to go third quarter, and Cloquet leading by 2 in the boys basketball tournament.
When you've applied for a loan, the first thing you want is a fast answer. The last thing you want is to wait. And wait. And wait. And wait. Escape to TCF. We'll give you an answer in 8 hours on all kinds of loans.
From the Northland Ford Quality Showcase.
A Motor Trend Car of the Year and the best-selling wagon in America, the trend-setting Ford Taurus. From its wide front stance and contoured body lines to its total aerodynamic style, Taurus has redefined how a wagon should look and how a wagon should drive. Now with cash back and package savings up to $13.50, discover Ford Taurus today. First in sales, first in quality, first in value. Your Northland Ford dealer.
And there's your situation at the Civic Center in St. Paul. As for a berth in the state championship game tomorrow evening, Osseo and Armstrong will play the second game in Double-A here this afternoon. The Class A semis tonight. Ehrlichman back in the game for ROCORI, 22. Lindquist back in the game for Cloquet, guarding him. And a turnaround by Kaler missing. You get a rebound foul, and that's going to be on Stu Sorensen. That'll be his second. Cloquet's third.
Gonzalez with another rebound. Kaler looks once and decides he does have room. Puts the shot up with nice form, but it doesn't go. And there's Sorensen with the shove as Alice tried to get the ball.
Jeff Voigt squared up nicely, missed the shot. And the patented rebound to Lindquist for Cloquet.
Cloquet defense really has taken ROCORI's offense away from the basket. They've had a hard time getting anything established here. Good follow by Giacomini. Oh, offensive foul.
Looks like they might call Voigt from behind, but again, I think it was
Alice.
Alice drawing the charge. He's had a fine game.
Well, Giacomini is not checked out. Fouls his own shot.
Oh, no way. No way.
I don't think he was there either.
No way. And Giacomini picks up his third foul. He has not scored a point yet in this quarter, but Cloquet still has the lead. And there's a foul on Kelly, and that's his second. Now, the Lumberjacks are over the limit, so the Spartans will start shooting. In fact, Cloquet's only scored 3 points in this quarter. They still have the lead because ROCORI's only scored 4.
Been a little bit choppy as Akravic tries to tie the score.
And Pat Kelly on the foul. You're going to pick up some of those fouls because they put so much pressure on the guards. When you put pressure on the guards, it's really difficult to get into the flow of the offense. I think ROCORI should try to be patient and look for the percentage shots. They've been firing up some long bombs that have not been going in for them lately. They can exhibit a little bit of patience. They should be able to get some percentage shots.
6 points now for Brian Akravic, and so we're tied at 36.
Interesting to see Bob Brinko on the ROCORI bench sensing a little lack of enthusiasm. He stood up and turned and faced the cheering section and said, come on, let's go, let's get us going here.
Peterson. Boy, they've had some, 4 or 5 do that roulette wheel spin and come right out.
Hollis with another rebound.
So ROCORI with a chance for the lead. They haven't had it for a long time. Boyd travel. Head and shoulders fake in the move, and he's called for traveling. Last time ROCORI led was 20-19.
Take a look there, Jeff Voigt. Trying to use the head fake, but dragging that back foot.
Giacomini. That one gets the roll. 20 points now for Tim Giacomini. And Cloquet has the lead back at 2.5 to go third quarter. Ockervik missing. Oh, they couldn't grab the rebound for Cloquet. And Ehrlichman will go to the line on the third foul committed by Mark Lindquist to Cloquet.
There's Ehrlichman taking it around Lindquist. Oh, just a little bit of a touch there, and Ehrlichman will shoot 2.
So Ehrlichman will shoot at 2:13 to go in the third quarter.
Lindquist picked up his first 2 fouls within the first couple minutes of the game, and that was his first one since.
Danny Martinson on for the first time now for Cloquet, 6'2" junior, replaces Rich Peterson.
Fairly short lineup in there now for Cloquet. Martinson at 6'2", along with Sorensen and Giacomini. 6'2", 6'2", 6'4", as Ehrlichman ties the score.
ROCORI shot their free throws pretty well yesterday, and they're doing the same thing again today. We're going to have 2 minutes in the third quarter. Giacomini trying to open up for somebody else. Peterson couldn't get the shot in. And ball will come back to ROCORI.
Another chance for ROCORI to take the lead, and it's been a while.
Kaler. And Kaler gets the bounce, and ROCORI has the lead at 1:25 to go third quarter.
Kaler had nice follow through on his jumper there. He was running down the court, and he still had that gooseneck up, Ted.
Giacomini forced that one a bit, and it's out of bounds to ROCORI.
Lindquist really went after that ball, and you can see just kind of a subtle play here in the corner by one of the ROCORI people just to keep him from getting a good shot at it. Kaler was out of bounds to ROCORI. Didn't really push him, just kind of got in his way.
Ehrlichman doubled, and that's going to be a foul on Lindquist, and that's his 4th. And that really hurts Cloquet as Mark Lindquist will leave now with his 4th foul. 50 seconds to go in the third quarter. Dean Randa replaces. And Craig Ehrlichman will shoot a 1-and-1.
These are the 2 smallest schools in the AA tournament in terms of enrollment. 537 at ROCORI is the smallest. Cloquet is the next highest total at 625. What is that?
Oh, it's back.
Do you believe that?
No, I've never seen that before.
That's a jump ball, possession to Cloquet.
Oh, we had a ball yesterday that got pinned between the backboard and the rim. But I've never seen a ball hang and actually stop.
I've never seen it on a foul shot.
No, on a rebound, you could see it jam in there sometimes with sandwich between the rim and the board.
Yeah.
But there's actually sit back there on the bracket.
Oh, nice smother on Giacomini and a steal by Ackervick.
Oh, 30 seconds to go in the quarter. ROCORI trying to work for a good shot, maybe the last shot. Giacomini just shoves Gaylord out of the way.
Gaylord added a little embellishment there to try and get a foul call, which he didn't.
Voigt.
And nice shot, tough shot by Jeff Voigt. He has 10. And that will end the third quarter, in which the Cloquet Lumberjacks could score only 5 points. ROCORI didn't score a whole lot more, but they scored enough to take a 4-point lead into the fourth quarter at the 1988 boys basketball tournament.
There are some people who like the taste of Coke. And yes, there are some people who like the taste of Pepsi. But there will always be some people who go out of their way for the great taste of RC Cola.
Did you know that there's a frozen pizza that has 50% more toppings than Domino's or Pizza Hut pizza? And twice the toppings of our regular frozen pizza? It's called Twice Top Tony's Pizza because it's piled high with real cheese, sausage, pepperoni, and the finest vegetables. So when you're in the freezer section at your store, look for Twice Top Tony's Pizza. We're doing all we can to help you remember the name. Twice Top Tony's Pizza.
Craig Ehrlichman will do something here that most of us will never, ever see, let alone do in our lifetimes. Watch this foul shot.
I'm going to be proud to say someday. I was at the Civic Center when this happened. Ehrlichman can't believe it either. That ball just sat up there.
And I've got to believe, I'm not 100% certain here, but I got to believe there's no rule that even covers that situation. That's the front end of a 1-and-1. To call that a jump ball doesn't seem right. I'm sure the officials didn't know. They've never seen it before.
Oh, I'm sure they weren't sure how to handle it.
Kevin Hollis with a miss, and Cloquet back in purple, down 4 points. Dean Randa. Giacomini.
Well, they did a good job of not giving Giacomini room in the third quarter, but they left him alone too long there. He was very poised and swished it through.
That's 23 for Tim Giacomini. That's his 5th 3 of the game. But Voigt gets 2 of them right back for ROCORI.
Voigt's been calling for the lob.
He's wanted that for the last 2 or 3 minutes. He's done a good job of it. Cloquet's decided to play in front of him, and he's a good jumper.
And you're going to get a foul on Ackerbeck inside as Martinson spun into the lane.
Ackerbeck, you'll see him reach here. He thought he got Martinson cleanly. Woe is me.
Defensively, I would think ROCORI should be trying to push Cloquet's guards left, because neither one of Cloquet's guards wants to use his left hand. And stepping on the baseline is Giacomini out of bounds.
Kind of a bad break for there, because Voigt did bump him, and could have called a foul, but elected not to, and Giacomini lost his balance and dribbled it out of bounds.
I think in general, the officials have really let the players play. At least we saw that over the Class A action yesterday, too.
Players like that, don't they, Janet?
They really do.
Ehrlichman.
Had a big offensive game yesterday. Has been pretty quiet, more normal for him today, but he's hit a key jumper there. His team is up 5.
Lindquist back, missing for Cloquet, and here's a rebound for ROCORI. So now the Spartans with a long baseball pass. Well, Voigt does a nice job to save.
Coach Bob Brink is saying, settle down.
Jump shot by Ackerbeck, and now ROCORI leads by 7, and Jerry Erickson wants a timeout on the Cloquet bench with 6:06 to play. ROCORI by 7 at the 1988 boys basketball tournament.
A great American adventure awaits you in a land
you've only seen in your mind's eye. Dakota, South Dakota. You arrive amidst the visions of legends. Soon you discover why the Sioux call these mountains of mystery Paha Sapa, Black Hills. Then, from the reality of this valiant republic, come the faces. Bigger than you ever imagined. Towering, majestic, awesome Mount Rushmore. No ordinary vacation. This is adventure. The Old West, alive. Call for free travel information now. Experience the American adventure. Dakota, South Dakota.
And let's watch the attempted touchdown pass here.
Oh, good play by Voigt, who has a career in dance somewhere if he doesn't make it in college ball.
And the nimble moves of Star Tribune photographer John Croft to avoid a collision there.
Escaping a hazard.
Oh, he's been light on his feet.
He has covered many, many state tournaments.
He's used to dodging foul balls in the sideline along the Metrodome, too.
Now, ROCORI's beginning really now to take this game away. 5:45 to go. They're up 7. They have the ball. Taylor.
Just trying to keep it alive. He tipped it right in the basket.
Jeff Voigt will get the hoop. ROCORI leads by 9. Pat Kelly, 14 in for Cloquet. Nice pass by Kelly to Martinson for the basket. Andy Martinson. Basket by Martinson.
Obviously important for Cloquet there. They were falling further behind than they would like. Down 7 now, still within reach.
And a foul there is going to be called on Giacomini, and that'll be his 4th. So Tim Giacomini with 23 now has 4 fouls.
Well, when things go your way, they really go your way. As you see here, Voigt just trying to get a hand on the ball.
You see, Voigt makes volleyballs, don't they? Kind of a good tip there. What can you say about that? I don't know.
Who let them in the game?
I mean, there are any teams in this bracket with green colors. That fan
obviously thought the Symphony was playing today, right?
She was too docile to be rooting in this game. Looks like she's waiting for the second game.
ROCORI by 9, 5 minutes to go. Yesterday, Cloquet was down 8 with 3 minutes to go to St. Thomas and 1. Giacomini short. Rebound, Peterson for the basket. Rich Peterson, or excuse me, Sorensen. Stu Sorensen. 52-45, ROCORI. Nice shot by Brian Agrovic.
Getting warmed up, that's 2 in a row on the same move. Coming off a pick, taking the free throw line high.
He really looks for the shot off the pick and squares up to the basket nicely.
Double dribble, and Janet Agovic's got great form.
He really does. As I said, everything square to the basket, follow through. Nice looking shot.
Timeout, 4:14 to go in the game. ROCORI leads by 9.
Used to be, when investors got into the stock market, they could almost plan on things going one way. But unfortunately, things don't always come out as planned. So if you're looking for an investment you can count on, come to TCF for a variety of insured savings plans that offer a guaranteed rate and keep yourself well covered.
Been here too long.
Kathy Durham looks cool under pressure. But just because her blouse is dry doesn't mean she smells good. Because underarm odor is invisible, she needs Sure Roll-On. sure helps protect against wetness and kills bacteria that cause odor. So, Kathy, why go to school with a dry blouse and a false sense of security? Tomorrow, use Sure Roll-On and be just as sure about odor as you are about wetness.
Thanks.
All right, St. Paul Civic Center, and now Jim Gilliland. They put it up there.
Yeah, 1960. I'm not that sharp, though. The questions and answers are all on the sheet here.
You see, Gilliland knows everything.
Yeah,
so you can't.
I wasn't even born then. Were you guys?
All right, Janet, cool it. Edgerton beat Austin 72-61 that year in the final. And Voigt is going to get called for clearing Giacomini out underneath.
No, it's 4:02 to play. We'll go the other end, and Cloquet will shoot the 1-1. Bob Brink hoping to send an unbeaten team into tomorrow night's championship final. Jerry Erickson. Fourth time for Cloquet in the state tournament. Last time they're in, they were the runners-up in 1963.
That's right, they lost a 1-point thriller to Marshall.
Their foul shooting has not helped their cause for Cloquet at all today. Just a lot of second-half foul shots. Boyd inside, and rebounded by Sorensen. Lindquist. Nice touch pass into Sorensen, and he is fouled. And we'll go right back to the line as Kevin Ollis commits his third foul.
And you saw Voigt's head snap around quickly there, number 44, because he had a clean block, but it was Ollis from the other side of the sandwich that was called for the foul.
54,
So Sorensen will go right back to the line to shoot.
Kelly back in for Cloquet.
9 points for Stu Sorensen.
Now the hex work there.
Oh, that's Cloquet. That's good luck.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I couldn't tell whose finger. Those were Cloquet fingers, huh?
Yeah.
A little bit blue on the...
Unfortunately, it's not working for them.
We saw that problem in the Cloquet St. Thomas game yesterday. There was poor foul shooting, and it's hurting Cloquet here now.
Very much.
They had a good offensive first half, piling up 33 points, but they have just a dozen through the 12 minutes plus of the second half.
Kaler left alone. And Voigt goes high for the rebound.
Yeah, Voigt's come to work here in the second half.
Yes, he has. Bob Brink now took a timeout. He's not very happy. He may not be happy. He's not happy at the shot. Kaler was left all by himself at an easy 15-footer. Timeout with ROCORI still leading by 9.
It was reliability brought down to earth. A full line of new heating and cooling systems that are so advanced they seem almost simple. Tempstar.
Available at the Madagascar Appliance Center nearest you.
Come on, everybody, do that kick. Health kick, milk's that kick. We're all on the health kick, so come on, y'all. Milk's vitamins and calcium are part of it all. Milk, way down south today, there's just one thing to say, America's favorite. Health kick, milk.
Back at the Civic Center AA semifinals. Remember that March is Buy Minnesota month on KMSP TV, so help support your state economy and buy Minnesota.
ROCORI trying to run out the final 3 minutes here on a win. They're getting a scare from Cloquet in the first half. Well, that doesn't help their cause.
Look out below.
Oh.
All right.
Crash into the monitor there.
I
No
thought we were
harm
going to
done.
have some company here.
Yeah, we had it for just a minute. Here they come. That's who's bailing out, folks.
Yeah, let's see who ducks quickest here. It's Robinson, I think.
Oh, no, no. I'm bracing for Mr. Kelly there. Make sure that he's flying into us. .2:35 to play, and now ROCORI with the ball.
Cloquet's just been out of sync offensively this whole second half. Giacomini had 18 at the half, and has just a 1 3-pointer, I think, here in the second half.
I think ROCORI's defense has really done a nice job in the second half. They've come out a lot more aggressive. And they play with a lot more confidence and enthusiasm in the second half than the first.
All right, timeout. We'll break with 2:19 to play. ROCORI, we've been stuck on this one for a while. 54-45.
I've devised my own way to cook perfect steaks without slicing them open. I cook an extra little piece, and I test it. I call it my test steak. Of course, it's done a little early, but that's part of the secret. No one ever knows, because I eat the evidence. Beef, real food for real people.
Hey fans, our world champion Minnesota Twins are back, ready to open the 1988 season on April 8th, 9th, and 10th against the Toronto Blue Jays. And here's a special bonus. Sunday, April 10th is Wheaties Glove Day. The first 15,000 fans, 14 and under, get a fielder's glove free from Wheaties, the breakfast of champions. Tickets for all Twins home games are on sale now at Dayton's, the Twins Pro Shop, and the Metrodome ticket office, or call the Twins directly. Get in on the action and call today, because in 1988, the rally continues.
Glare is awful today in the Civic Center, isn't it? Need those special prescription indoor shades. Now Cloquet here's running out of time. 2 minutes and 5 seconds. I think what this game, Janet and Jim, is showing is that there's one thing about the three-point line. You can't win a game when that's all you do. And Cloquet was out to their lead basically on their three-point offense. They didn't get any points inside in the first half, and with a three-point shot shut down here in the second half, they don't have anywhere to go.
You don't see that many teams that can consistently hit the three-pointer for the entire game. You're right, and it's tough to depend on it as your only means of offense. Certainly now, ROCORI's gonna only take the good shot. Boyd was left all alone.
Was that good? Is that a good shot?
That can't get any better, obviously.
A minute 20 to go. Martinson fouled on his hook shot. That's one of the things about the three-point line you really have to watch in a game, and that's what happened. Cloquet had a lead at halftime, and they were playing well, but the three-point line was really the reason for the lead. And to their credit, they've tried to get the ball inside. They've tried to establish something in there in the second half. It just hasn't worked for them.
Just a dozen points in the second half for the Lumberjacks. It's been that way for a while as Andy Martinson tries to do something about that.
That is the new stylish hairdo amongst coast-to-coast basketball players now. You see them all over.
You want to see some stylish haircuts, wait till we see the De La Salle team this evening.
Yep. Mr. Conroy.
Those new styles haven't made their way up to Richmond, Rockville, and Cold Spring yet. They kind of...
Well, I'd say Mr. Lindquist back in the game here for Cloquet. I think he's got a pretty sharp-looking one himself.
5 seconds.
Yeah, 5. No, they got a timeout.
Called a time before the 5 seconds expired, or the 4 seconds.
So ROCORI calls the time with 1:23 to play. The Spartans lead the Cloquet Lumberjacks by 9 points, 56-47. And we'll hold it. We're going to see if we can listen to Jerry Erickson.
So you guys are trying to two-time. He has none, he has none. Get the ball inside. You're inside now. You got to take it to the hole. Look for a seam, and then just take it hard to the hole. All right, let's go. Let's go. What do you think?
Pretty simple strategy there for Jerry Erickson. He has a couple of fellas in the game without any fouls, evidently. Although I don't think, well, actually, he was telling people who to foul and then saying, when we get the ball, we're going to take it hard to the hole and get a basket and a foul, maybe.
Well, they also have to be aware of the three-pointer if they can take them. Giacomini certainly can hit those. But Coach Bob Brink certainly wants his team to pull it out, and hopefully they'll be able to hit the free throws down the stretch. I'm sure they'll be going to the line. But there was almost a steal.
All right, there was.
Bad break for Cloquet. Randa had it right under the bucket.
Randa, they handed it to him for 2 points, and he just lost the handle. Cloquet, Giacomini fouls, and that's bad because he's gone. Well, that's the one thing that Cloquet didn't want to have because he's their three-point shooter. And so as he walks off, so may Cloquet's hopes.
There's Giacomini trying to stop Ehrlichman from advancing. They had a little two-man trap there, and there wasn't really a lot of help, especially for a 5'9" player, but the foul was committed and got Ehrlichman out of a jam.
That's a shame. He should have been at the other end of the floor because he's the one guy you didn't want to be anywhere near a fouling situation.
Definitely. He will be playing basketball at Bemidji State next year. At 6'4", certainly has shown that he's an outside threat.
Dwayne Norgren is the substitution for Giacomini, number 32 in the game for the purple-shirted Lumberjacks.
And Giacomini leaves with 23 points in this game, including 5 three-point baskets. And Voigt with the offensive rebound, and that should ice it for ROCORI with 1 minute and 10 remaining. That is the one thing I like about Jerry Erickson's strategy, though, is he's telling his players just still take it in and go right to the basket. Instead of throwing up the prayers for three, is just go ahead and try and get a couple of easy two-pointers. We saw some teams yesterday. Williams turned to the three much too early. Sorensen missing inside. Cloquet keeps it. 55 seconds, and now it might be getting to that point, though, down 11.
Yeah, at some point in time, that's really your only hope. But you're right, Ted. Some of the teams that don't shoot a very good percentage, it's really not smart for them to rely on it too early.
Kelly almost got that one away. Voigt trying to get that ball inbounds quickly twice to Ehrlichman now has had trouble.
Kelly and Randa do an excellent job here defending against these inbounds, but now Ehrlichman breaks it. And ROCORI now will play keep away, and somebody's going to be shooting foul shots here in a moment. 35 seconds. And finally, it is Ehrlichman fouled by Kelly at 32 seconds remaining. And 25 minutes after the conclusion of this game, it will be Osseo and Armstrong to play for a berth in the AA title game tomorrow night against, it appears now to be ROCORI.
Ehrlichman has that soft, that one almost sat up there on the back for a while. That free throw, that would have been twice to see him do it, or something to see him do it twice in one game.
So you want to get the backspin so that the ball will hang up on the rim and possibly roll in.
That's not what Bob Brink wanted. Taylor called for a foul, stops the clock, and gives Cloquet free throw opportunities.
And very quietly in this game, while we spent so much time talking about Giacomini, for Cloquet with 23, Jeff Voigt has scored 10 points in the fourth quarter, and he now has 20 in the game for ROCORI, and that's after a 19-point game yesterday against Willmar. Tonight, Class A semifinals at 7 o'clock. RTR playing Waseca, or excuse me, RTR playing Crookston, and then De La Salle against Big Fort.
Now Voigt will shoot on the other end. Lindquist fouls.
Still 29 seconds on the clock.
Well, at this rate, we might be here another 40 minutes. Lindquist is fouled out of the game, and that's the second excellent player for Cloquet, and a tough time it is for these young men because these are all seniors, 5 starting seniors for Cloquet, and Mark Lindquist fouling out. 3 points today for Lindquist. A tough day, averaged 13 a game this year.
Not happy right now, but neither is Giacomini, but they'll look back on this experience finally, and they'll play another game tomorrow, a chance for the trophy. Todd Vibon is into the game. Chance for some tournament experience here. Number 22 for Cloquet, replacing Lindquist.
And Boyd gets a chance to add to his scoring honors here for ROCORI. Okay with it. Kelly. Got trapped in with nowhere to go, and Ehrlichman. Look at Randall. Look at Randall. He almost caught up to him. Number 12 for Cloquet.
And Ehrlichman's not slow.
Yeah. Ehrlichman, or Randall, I mean, made a great effort. Ehrlichman got the hoop anyway.
I think Cloquet has gained a lot of respect today by their effort.
No doubt, Janet, no doubt. But the undefeated and number 1 ranked team in the state in AA will be playing for the championship tomorrow night. The Spartans of ROCORI High School in Cold Spring. But it is ROCORI. Rockville, Cold Spring, Richmond. And Bob Brink, 493 wins as a high school coach, and he'll take his team to the AA state tournament game tomorrow night against either Osseo or Armstrong. But the Cloquet Lumberjacks can be very, very proud of what they did. They looked out against St. Thomas yesterday, rallied to win, and they took the number 1 team in the state here today and sat them down and taught them a little lesson in the first half about being ready to play. Cloquet was led by 8 points at one time. But in the second half, ROCORI's strength, Jim, just was too much.
And ROCORI finally got the wake-up call. I think Jeff Voigt really had a good ball game, and as you mentioned, 11 in the 4th quarter to lead the scorers for ROCORI. Kevin Ollis played well in the first half, and yesterday it was the guards that did it, Ehrlichman and Akravic, and I think the front line was the key today for ROCORI. And then we mentioned their balance before the broadcast, so it's evident here in the tournament. They can win in the backcourt, they can win in the front line, and that's going to make them a tough opponent in the championship game for whoever wins the next one.
For the second straight game, ROCORI wins, getting no points off their bench. All the points from the starters. Jeff Boyd led with 21 for ROCORI. Tim Giacomini led Cloquet with 23. But it's ROCORI staying unbeaten going to the championship game with a 62-50 win over Cloquet. We'll return to the boys basketball tournament in a moment.
Buying a house is fun. Until it comes to the financing. That can really bog you down. But now there's help. Thanks to Realty World and TCF. Get the fast financial help you need without that sinking feeling. Realty World and TCF. We've got the pull you need.
If you're thinking of smoking cigarettes, there's something you might want to know.
Hi!
Smokers have bad breath.
Just a little piece of mind. Give me some peace of mind.
You can find it in a quiet moment or in a child's laughter. And now you can find it in a health plan.
Everybody wants peace.
Preferred Gold. From Blue Cross and Blue Shield.
There are some people who like the taste of Coke. And yes, there are some people who like the taste of Pepsi. But there will always be some people who go out of their way for the great taste of RC Cola.
Williams back at the St. Paul Civic Center. ROCORI holds Cloquet to just 17 points in the second half, and they march into the Class AA championship game with a nifty 62-50 victory over the Lumberjacks. Let's go over now to Janet Carvin. And Janet?
Thank you, Perry. We are here with the winning coach and the coach that will be coaching in the final championship game tomorrow, Coach Bob Brink from ROCORI. You mentioned that your team came off a little flat after that tough overtime win over Willmar yesterday. Did you come out a little bit spent after yesterday's effort?
Well, I really think what happened is it was such an emotional win for us and such a come-behind win, and the kids were so elated, the fans were so elated. I think everybody was just emotionally burnt out, so to speak, and I felt that way as a coach. I knew we was going to have a problem getting up for the game, and like I say, that come-from-behind win, beating Willmar 3 times, and the way we beat them, why I just felt very strongly that that's about the type of ball game that we would play today.
Well, it's tough to come back and play 3 games in 3 days. Fine offensive effort from Cloquet's Giacomini. What did you do? He had 18 at halftime. What did you tell your kids in order to try to shut him down in the second? He only had 5 points.
Well, we talked a little about a box and one, but, you know, we've been doing a lot of those type of defenses, gambling type defenses, freak defenses, whatever you call them. But today we didn't go to those at all. We stayed basically with our zone and our man-to-man defense. And we just tried to know where he was at all the time and had a man on him all the time, even within our zone. And I don't know what he scored the second half, but I believe he had 18 at halftime. And you know, he didn't have a very good game yesterday. He didn't score very well, but I knew he had about a 13-point average, I believe, for the year. But second half, I thought it was the same as it was all year. You know, when we really had to get down to the nitty-gritty of the game, why the kids really came through, and you know, you can't look sharp in every ball game, and you got to give a lot to Cloquet too. They played it. I think the coach had them very well prepared for our offense, and they took a lot of things away that we like to do.
Well, your defense really did adjust well to shut down Giacomini, and it was a fine team effort. Of course, your senior showed a lot of leadership. You mentioned that this is the first time you're no stranger to state tournaments. You were here a few years ago with ROCORI and back in Tyndall, South Dakota in '69. This is the first time you made it into the championship game.
This is the first time in South Dakota in '69. We got beat by a small school of Oneida. We had an undefeated season, and we got beat in the semifinals. Came back and won the consolation, wound up 25-1. 10 years ago, almost exactly, in '79 at Cold Spring ROCORI, I brought an undefeated team into the tournament that year, too. And we played a fine Duluth Central team in the finals with Coach Hastings, and lost that in the semifinals and came back to beat St. Louis Park. So from my standpoint, I was a little skeptical about today's game because we had never gotten into the finals before. I didn't tell the kids about that, but I had that feeling, and it's just, I'm very happy for a school our size, 537 students, you know, in the top 3, to be in the championship game of Class AA basketball here in Minnesota.
Well, congratulations on a great win, and we will see you in the championship tomorrow.
I hope I think we'll be ready to play tomorrow. Maybe they learned their lesson. I think the kids will come out and be tough tomorrow.
Well, no more consolation for ROCORI, and we'll see if they can keep that undefeated record intact. Perry?
Thank you, Janet. They'll play the winner of the Osseo Robbinsdale Armstrong game yet to come here at the St. Paul Civic Center.